couldn't work out what that actually made him at this stage. So anyway, we'll look forward to Mark Doran down on the boundary tonight as we look forward to Stewart Loewe. See how he goes. Remember how well he played in his 300th game against the Swans last year, and they got up to win that in a year that was pretty barren in terms of victory. So, as Mark said, they'll be very pumped. Who are you tipping, Matty?
I think the Saints, given that what is happening, the event of Stewart Loewe in his last game, and I think the Saints might be a chance here.
And of course, Whelan out of the team, and they lost Ward through the week, so we'll see how the Saints and the Demons shape up tonight. Stewart Loewe starting in the ruck, which is interesting. And Jeff White getting the first touch, and with it, a bit of style as well, Uze. And the Demons starting nicely. Robertson putting it out into the space, and Green attracting the footy. He started deep last week, and Neil Danaher came under some criticism from Melbourne fans for that when he played so well further up the ground. What about that? No, Newts drops it. Garrick with the task tonight. Free kick, advantage not paid, and it's going to come back to Frankie Peckett. Peckett able to swing it quickly. Lawrence got some runners on the outer side. Listen to the cheer for this. Big Stewie takes the mark. Inside 50. Unfortunately for him, it's defensive 50. Sharing it with Maxie Hudson. Trying to hit Rewald, who started up forward. Bruce, perhaps with the job on Rewald. We'll have a look at that shortly. He goes again. Baker. He's going to run with Travis Johnson tonight, gets it over and out.
Lamb's got the big job on Spider Everett. As you've mentioned, Anthony, Stewie Loewe starting in the ruck. Thompson's running with Uze, and Baker's got the job on Johnson.
Yeah, and Bruce against Rewald. So some very interesting matchups to watch.
He's had a few big jobs this year, Cameron Bruce, and certainly the young Nick Rewald will be another tall order for him. He does play very tall, Cameron Bruce.
Well, he's the quarterback back there, and he really does set up play.
Plenty of players around this ball. Ball up out of side. Falls towards the Saints. Del Santo gets a bad bounce. Thompson goes back to help him out. Evades Walsh. Puts it back, but it's all Melbourne here. Clint Bizzle. Nice comfortable mark on the chest. They've got some numbers through the middle. This is Armstrong. They build nicely now, Melbourne. Back to Brown. Provides so many options, and that hits the body nicely. Vardy quickly moving it back to Brown. Inside the forward 50. Wants needs, but the kick is a poor one. Garrick provides the shepherd, and they're away now through Black, and he finds Spider Everett on the wing. Player upfield is Milne. How did he get so much space? How would you find Stephen Milne all on his own on the wing? Clever kick towards Rewald and a strong mark. Moving it quickly. Poor kick though, or he might get a lucky bounce. Here comes Stewie Loewe.
Oh.
Kicks the first goal.
What about that?
What a dream start for Stewie. And I should say, I thought it was a poor kick, Russell, but in the end it was a very clever kick, so Stewie could run onto it. What a start.
Clever kick, it ran along the ground, just set up perfectly.
Have a look
for
at
big
centre
Stewie.
half back.
And it was tremendous. Actually, Cripper in there flying the flag. Well, the reason why Milne got all by himself, Matthew, was that the Melbourne player ran up the ground, Nathan Brown, and he turned the ball over. He worked so hard. That's his strength, to run up the ground. And Milne obviously didn't follow him and rebound, and the ball came to him. And as we saw the result, goal to Stewie Loewe.
But while we're watching the replay, there was a bit going on. I didn't mean to yell that out.
No, get pumped, Hutto.
They were firing up at centre half back, so the Demons trying to put some vigour into their start. The Saints missing a target there. Hayes, Hudson, Cripps, out wide to Black. Linking up nicely. Cripps kept on going. Getting it deep. Cameron Bruce able to attract the footy. And as we mentioned, big task for him tonight. He's been a very versatile player this year. Robertson exploring all parts of the forward line and beyond. Jeff White calling for it, as he loves to get loose. Oh, hit him in the head. Better watch out. Rewald only had Demons surrounding him. Johnson's gone. Holding the ball. Should have been. Poor decision.
Here we have. That was a tremendous tackle by Hamill. Absolutely.
Let's have a look at this. He had time.
You know what?
Here's the fight from before that I was screaming and yelling about.
I told you the Saints were pumped.
Play restarting. Black getting the kick. The Saints trying to go forward, but Bruce again in the road.
He bangs it forward. Robertson into the back of Jason Cripps. Quickly moving it on St Kilda. Again, this is Peckett. Switches out to Black. He's got room to move and does so now. Rewald again the target over his head, but it may fall for Hamill. Can go back and does now. Back to Moyle. Misses him. Peckett. Another chance. 55 metres out towards the goal square. Needs some tall timber. Needs.
That was great work by Frankie Peckett. Now, we spoke about Aussie Jones before the game. Matty resurrected his career. Grant Thomas has done a great job with Frankie Peckett, closing in on 200 games. I mean, I reckon last year he was nearly gone, but he's really stood up this year, and it's a credit to himself.
So Begley from directly in front, just the 15 metres out. Super start by St Kilda. This for their second and a 12-point lead here at Colonial. Wasn't pretty, it only just got through, but it'll do.
It certainly will do, and as we can see, the intensity right from the bounce has been absolutely unbelievable. And the thing is, the question will be asked, will they maintain it for the entire, not just the first quarter, because they've been prone to doing 1 or 2 decent quarters and then falling away. But hopefully they can maintain it. Maxie Hutchins going to give them plenty of run on at centre half back. And once again, great work by Frankie Peckett.
So the Saints with the opening 2 goals, and the Demons with a bit of work to do here. Stewart Loewe confronted by Jeff White, and the Demons again able to get the ball out of the middle. Not effectively though, now they can. Woden. That was Brownlow stuff, but it wasn't a Brownlow finish. Peckett with a job on Vardy. Gets some help. Lawrence was wonderful. Aussie Jones is in a rich vein of form just at the moment. Been great the last 2 weeks particularly. Begley was strong the last goal kicker. Stewart Loewe, time to think about it. Rewald. Bruce edged him out nicely. That was good play. Woden lended a hand. Charging through was Johnson. Good work though. Oh, Johnston's second effort was excellent. He ducked the hand, a little lucky perhaps. Advantage was paid. Armstrong, that was an interesting hand pass. Stewart Loewe is getting plenty of the footy at the moment. Hudson, Lenny Hayes, be right up there in the St Kilda best and fairest. Moyle is confronted by Whitney. They're running well at the moment. Aussie Jones gave it to Rewald. He wants it back. Bizzle is watching Jones. This is Hamill now. Delicate kick. Tough one for the Spider to handle. Here's Hamill. Crunch. He loves to take on the physical contact. It was good work though by Bizzle, wasn't it? Lamb lends a hand, and now the Demons are away through Travis Johnson.
Time for a bounce, then back through the middle. Moving now, Williams. Up forward. Over the back, good mark to Green. So he's been the target twice as they've moved the ball inside their forward 50, has Brad Green. And the kick nicely placed to his advantage, even though he was coming from behind. Read it nicely. So Green, we mentioned before the game started. 21 goals, 19 for the season. Straight behind him, and he pops it straight through. They've got their first, the margin back to 6 points, and a good steadying goal for Melbourne.
Yeah, well, this is exactly what Neil Gallagher hopefully will be going into the finals. This is exactly the type of atmosphere he would like. It's like a finals-like atmosphere. St Kilda playing never say die footy for Stewie Loewe to hopefully win the game tonight, and it's perfect preparation for what they're going to encounter when they go into the finals. And it's interesting, both sides, both using the corridor as often as they possibly can, which will add to the atmosphere tonight.
White winning the tap. Hayes with the takeaway. Hudson has given them some rebound off half back. He set a pretty tough task there for Del Santo, but here's a highly skilled player with surgical-like accuracy. Found Hayes, who wanted to move. The umpire now calls him on. Able to give and go, the Saints combining well. Begley's been prominent early. Geez, give it that big cloud. What a kick from Begley. And the Saints are inspired at this stage. this will go down on the highlight tape for the end of the year, Russell.
Well, you mentioned, well, look, it's a great kick by Beck. Tremendous whack, and when he's kicked it about 55, 60 on the run. But it was set up by Del Santo. Anthony, you called it, and his exquisite kick out to Lenny Hayes was centimetre perfect. It was just a brilliant kick.
That's patented, I think, Russ.
What a start, though, by James Beckley. Only 2 goals for the season. He's already kicked 2 in this first quarter, and he's involved in another promising movement for the Saints. So, great start. 3 goals to 1 here at Colonial. Now Everett's in the ruck as White wins it over the top, but Hayes there first. They've done enough. Black forces it forward. Milne slips ground and takes the chest mark. Spider runs on for him, thinks about it.
Actually, I think Nathan Brown actually turned his back on Milne then.
Here's Milne's got Rewald on the lead and hits him nicely. Beautiful pass, lovely strong lead by Rewald, and those vice-like hands we've seen from this young man who's taken more marks than anyone else in the competition this year.
When you got the tall timber up like that, up in your forward zone, I mean, so far tonight they've been working the corridor very, very well. Proactive footy, running off the half-back line, setting up, getting up there as quickly as they possibly can. And that's the end result. Use the corridor. You've got tall forwards like Rewalt, Lowe, Everett. You're really going to give yourself a chance, and particularly if it's fed into you, the way in which it has been so far.
And starting this Sunday, if you're a subscriber to the Fox Footy channel, you'll have at no extra cost. I'm looking forward to this, the ESPN channel. Not only will Fox Footy fans have access to the Fox Footy channel over summer with daily news and club updates, but more international sport from around the world.
Starting tomorrow. Straight into it. Hello, ESPN.
Well, looking forward to that. 24 plays 6. And again, White gets the tap, but Moyle charging through. So, a lot of work for Neil Danaher tonight with the matchups and so far. In defensive, we've seen Nathan Brown watching Milne. Lamb's got Lowe now, who's gone forward. Bruce with Rewald in the goal square.
Thompson and Uze.
Hamill being watched by Bizzle. I mean, there's a lot for him to worry about. It is a potent forward line, isn't it, for the Saints, potentially. White, you think he'll give them the first use of the footy, at least, to the Demons. He had 42 hit-outs last week. Only 8 went directly to advantage. So far, he's had 7 already. He's found some targets and given them some advantage with centre clearances. But the Saints getting away. Thompson, Wheatley, Begley. Wasn't his best handball. Hamill, a bit of hesitation. Hayes. Gee, turned the situation into a good one for the Saints and then gets it again. Moyle's got some space to work in here. Time to steady. Stewart Loewe makes his lead in close. So does the Spider.
To try and stop this onslaught, they've got dropped Jolly, taking him from centre-half forward to drop him into the hole. It's centre-half back, but it's only just caught. It's only been happening for about 30 seconds, but there's such a deadly potent forward line. Everett, Lowe, Rewald. You've got to have someone down there to try and fill that space.
He's played 11 matches this year, 14 goals, 9 for the Spider. That is a very ugly-looking kick off the boot. And behind the result, and the Saints 4-1-25. The Demons are 1 straight 6.
You can see Grant Thomas there, guys. He's made his first change. Brett Moyle coming off the ground and Daniel Wolfe on, and Godfrey's also gone for the Demons with Leon Chelley warming the bench. Yes,
Mark, and Godfrey's gone straight to Lenny Hayes. So Danaher not happy with that.
Yeah, well, Godfrey, a known tagger, and he had some good jobs in the last month, but he was a bit quiet last week, so started on the bench tonight.
This is Armstrong now from his defensive 50. Wants Robertson. It's got to beat 2, though. Hutchinson over the back. They certainly have come to play. St Kilda, they're running hard, they're confident. Here goes Cripps once more. Hamill's got to go back with courage, does so. Lamb the spoil, though, falls to Walsh. Bizzle out to the run of White, and he marks.
Just watching Milne then, he's got to get the front and centres. I mean, it's too often he's been caught behind. He's got to get front and centres, right at the feet of the big tall fellas.
Jeff White just up the line to Wheatley. Lenny Hayes already with 7 disposals in this quarter, hence the move by Coach Danaher of Godfrey onto Hayes. Heath Black also started well with 6 as Wheatley drives it down the line. Again, Robertson the target. Didn't need him, though, because Uze over the back quickly plays on the lead. Green got him. Russell, it's the old chestnut, if you like. If you're get it in quickly. The forward's you're going to hit him on the lead.
Well, mate, that's exactly what St Kilda have been doing, Matty. They're moving it as quickly as they possibly can. The game plan is obviously to move through the corridor and get it down to their tall timber. And twice now we've seen Green able to do exactly the same thing, and he's a beautiful kick, and he's every chance he can kick this.
Well, he's kicked the only score so far for the Dees. Some Saints fans just trying to put him off. I'm not sure whether it's going to work. It is a wonderful kick. Straight through. Green's got 2. So have Melbourne. The margin back to 13 points.
Well, that was a magnificent kick, and as you mentioned before, the quicker you can move it, the quicker you can get it down to a leading forward, the better opportunity you've got to score. And look, this is both sides a very fine opening.
So it'll be interesting to see if Grant Thomas is tempted to make any moves this early stage, with Green appearing to be the danger.
It's interesting, isn't it? They've been going to him. It's the third mark inside 50 for Green, when we'd expect it to go to Neats.
But Daniel Wolf across at him already at the moment. Everett, White, the tap sideways. That was Godfrey. He was hoping to get a free, but didn't. Wheatley helping out. Armstrong under siege. Oh, that's a great take from Begley. He has really stamped himself on this game, James Begley, with 2 goals and a wonderful takeaway there. Del Santo, they're really teaming well, the Saints. Thompson rams it in, Jolly to spoil. He did that. Milne was where you wanted him to be, Russell. Yeah. Couldn't take it with him that time. Begley again involved with Wheatley. Could have got a free. None there. Milne, he loves to work in these confined spaces. That's not one of his best kicks. Stewart Loewe, every time he goes near it, the crowd jump with expectation and anticipation. And the old man, that time, found it a little difficult.
The old man.
Mate, that was an excellent piece of work by Bruce before to keep Rewald out. He actually blocked his path from the run in, stop him going for a mark. Really smart play by Cameron Bruce.
So the ball inside 50 for the Saints, who have started in such promising fashion. 4 goals, 1 to 2 straight. Hard work being done by Bizzle. Over the top of it, Peckett. And once again, the umpire forced to call for a bounce, and Darren Goldspink will do the honours about 40 metres out from goal.
You've got Jolly in the ruck now, and you've got White playing at centre-half forward for them.
You've got 24 players inside the forward 50 for the Saints here. They're trying to give it to you. Good, tough work, both sides. Baker tunnels it out. Did enough. Got it to Thompson. Thompson off one step. Rewald. Too good. Too strong.
Those adjectives, too good and too strong, mate. The way in which he held his position then, Bruce had no chance whatsoever. He did everything possible to try and spoil, but the use of his body was sensational. And Andrew Thompson getting the ball in there quickly.
Rewald kicks his second. St Kilda have got 5. Wonderful start for the key forwards for the Saints, but go back to Baker. His hard work just to get the ball free, keep it alive and get it going forward.
Mate, Grant Thomas has got a high opinion of Baker. He gets the hard jobs week in and week out. He's a real hard nut in there, and you just can't replace blokes like that. He's just absolutely tremendous play. And Thompson, once again, move it quickly, get it down there. You've got the tall timber, anything's possible. Bruce had no chance whatsoever to spoil that.
Isn't it amazing that all the teams going into the finals are out of form? Almost all of them, apart from the top couple.
Yeah, I guess in the bottom half of the 8, in the top 8. Yeah,
well, even Collingwood going to finish 4th. Terribly out of form, and the Demons, who looked like they were going to finish 5th, got a big job on their hand here. They'll be lucky just to hang on to their place in the 8. They should do that unless they lose by 85 points or more. And even though the Saints are playing well, you couldn't see them winning by that much.
Well, White's now pushed into the ruck, and Jolly's dropping back into that hole, but at this stage, nothing's happened for them. You've got Max Hutchinson trying to run up there and create a loose man in the forward line also.
Here's Jeff White bounding away. He goes for Green again. He is the go-to man. So they're going with plan B tonight, aren't they? With Green being the one attracting the footy.
Well, Grant might have to make a change shortly. You know, if he kicks this is 3 from 3. He's
lovely kick from the big man, just laying it off the outside of the boot.
So Brad Green, who hadn't been as accurate this year as in previous seasons, but he looks in good goal-kicking form tonight. That's 3 straight, and that's Melbourne's entire scoreline.
I think we might see Maxie Hutchinson make a change here, because you just can't allow this to go on. You know, Wolfie's had good form of late. He's a good kid. He can play up forward, up back. He's tall, but maybe the assignment at this particular stage a bit steep for him, and the change has been made.
Well, St Kilda 31, Green 18.
Yeah.
This is the period of the game, guys, that the St Kilda coaches were worried about. The 20-minute mark, they're obviously out playing on emotion, but you can just tend to get a little bit tired with 7 or 8 minutes to go. So an important goal, that one for the Demons, that's for sure.
Yeah, still 6 minutes to play too, Mark, so be very wary as White. Another hit out. It's a clever one to Loewe. Centre clearance from Melbourne. This time, though, it falls to Wolf. He'll be happy to just get running free and roaming out on the wing now. He can forget about it pretty quickly if he keeps going. Long ball, Rewalt, got to beat 2. One of them he doesn't beat is big Darren Jolly. Brown clears it. Not a clever kick, though, because all it did was suit Peckett. White did enough to spoil it. Peckett playing for a free, keeps it going in front of him. Good decision, I felt. Keep it going. Black. Armstrong standing in his way. Oh, stolen beautifully. Hayes. Oh, lovely gift from Baker. The second one not so good from Hayes, but he's good enough to back it up. Back inside to the inspired Begley. Over to Everett. Off one step, round the body. Won't have the carry. Right to the goal square, Bruce. Well, took his time. Was comfortable with it. Got it over to Bizzle.
So they needed better then from Spider, didn't they, Russell? He had a big opportunity.
Mate, it was lazy. It was a lazy kick. And once again, Milne should have been crunning.
Gee, Lenny Hayes. What a wonderful impact he's had on this game so far. Lawrence. Black. He spears it in. Baker waiting for the Rewald lead. It comes. He's got a couple to beat. He gets there in the back. Cameron Bruce left to ponder, but it looked pretty clear-cut on the initial look.
It was clear-cut, but once again, Bruce did everything possible. He was wearing like a second skin, and the ball from Baker just famed to the right a little bit, which made it even more difficult for him. But when you present yourself like that, to get around his body, this young fella, I mean, it's a big effort. But Bruce is doing everything possible. He's not trailing in. He's right on his backside. You can't ask any more than that.
He's had an enormous year, averaged almost 9 marks a game. And he's got 3 tonight to make 18 for the year. And I tell you what, he's going to bowl very well in this year's Brownlow.
Absolutely. I mean, we're talking about a player that takes contested marks.
Yep.
So he draws attention to himself that way.
He's got blonde hair.
He's a go-to man. He's got blonde hair. And he's kicking goals. Mark him down for 3 tonight, Hutto. Already.
Mate,
there you go.
And the other thing, I mean, Lenny Hayes is getting plenty of the footy. Baker, Thompson, the blokes that they're immediately opposed to, Loewe, Johnson, aren't getting anywhere near enough purchase on the ball to get it down to their forward line. So at this stage, it's perfect for Tomo. His thing is to get it out of the centre as quickly as possible down to those big boys.
Well, he's certainly giving Stewart Loewe a parting gift at the moment, is Nick Rewald. He has 3, Green has 3 for Melbourne, but the Saints lead by 19 points with just over 4 minutes remaining in this first quarter.
11 hit-outs for Jeff White in this opening term.
1 for Stewie Loewe there. Thompson, quick give. Going nowhere, we'll have another ball up.
But I mentioned it before, I mean, this is a perfect recipe for Melbourne to go into the finals, Matty. Finals-like atmosphere, a side that's really going at you 100 miles. Perfect preparation.
Remains to be seen where Melbourne will end up, who they'll play if they qualify, which they should. Del Santo got it back to Black. Hayes, possession 10. Peckett finding space on both sides of Colonial Stadium at the moment. Back to Del Santo, found himself in a hole, stood his ground, didn't mark it. Saints fans want the free kick. Baker, stolen by Loewe, only to the advantage of Aussie Jones. Another Saint with a good start. Going to Rewalt. Got to come from in the middle, gets edged out of it. Brown, though, there for Melbourne. Indecisive, now to Bruce. Up the middle, Armstrong. Can go if he wants to, but goes to drop Travis Johnston. He almost runs into the umpire, decides to go back to White. There's a runner in there that shouldn't be as well. Bizzle. Melbourne having trouble clearing it. Here's Milne. Having trouble gaining possession. Somehow it ends up back with Black. Peckett.
Throw.
And call to throw, good decision.
Armstrong to take it.
Not many people share your thoughts on that, Matty.
No bias on the boundary line tonight, thank you.
It's talking about the crowd.
Okay, right, wasn't sure. Godfrey. Just on the attacking side of the wing. It opens up here for the Demons. This is young Luke Williams. Now Green is back in the goal square. But he goes very wide. And Nathan Brown
usually covers some territory. He's like the Leyland brothers, this fella. I mean, he's playing on Milton in the back pocket, and he just refuses to stop running. And to the credit of Milton, at least he did chase him up the ground that time.
Well, they'll do that, won't they? Whoever's on Milton will run up the ground.
What they've got to do is push all the big timber up the ground as well.
Oh, he's taken them on. Got himself into trouble. And off the left, he was composed. And Peter Vardy was able to provide an option for him just at the last minute. I'm not sure if you heard that at home. We won't be repeating it, but fair to say it wasn't all that complimentary about it wasn't that complimentary about Peter Vardy.
Look, the best form of defence is attack, and young Nathan Brown's really taken it up to him. He's not just going to sit back there and watch the goals come over his head. He's going to go up there and try and set up, and the rest of the Melbourne boys up back have got to try and do that as well.
Well, that was a big kick for the Demons, and he's pushed it too far across the behind. So 6-1 plays 3-1. The other end of the ground, the Saints bringing it in, Russell. Jolly, they're playing in front of Rewald. Now, they have to, you would think, mix it up and go for Everett or someone like that who can lead to the other side. Yeah,
because, I mean, if you just keep pumping it to someone like Rewald, it's not going to come off every time. You've got to look, maybe chip one in short occasionally.
And it creates some uncertainty in the defensive area.
There's one thing that the backman really does, is uncertainty, Matthew, and to do that and mix it up really does create some problems.
Lenny Hayes just taking the opportunity to come off for an extended spell just before quarter time. He's on the bench and Voss is on.
David Neitz down there at the moment in defence. Here's Baker. It was heading in the Neitz direction, but it didn't go far. Walsh, chance for Melbourne here. They've got the loose player in Brown, running direct, straight down the middle to Green again. Wonderful spoil by Max Hudson. Vardy, though, he's an opportunist. Breaks away from Gehrig, but doesn't get enough on it. And going back once again, Aussie Jones. Spots a player, good vision, because that's Stephen Lawrence, and he's got plenty of space. Baker, too slow. Lucky for the Saints, it spills out towards Max Hudson. Handball over the top to Peckett. Wonderful first quarter from him. Then he's off and running to 70 metres out. Chip pass inboard. Walsh there with Milne. Back to Neitz. He's caught. Good tackle by Voss. Ball still alive though for the Saints. Walsh won't beat a couple of tackles. Begley again over the top. And we're going to have a ball up deep inside the St Kilda 450. They lead by 18 points late in this first quarter.
Gee, that's very defensive from the Demons, just trying to hold them at bay for this last 15 seconds with Neitz going back to help Jolly out. Only 4 seconds remaining. The only thing that could happen here would be a St Kilda shot at goal if there was time. There won't be. So the opening term, 6-1-37 the Saints, 3-1-19 the Demons.
Well, it was like a finals atmosphere. We've spoken about it before. It's a big game for both clubs. Melbourne want to go into the finals with some winning form and the Stewart Loewe factor. But I tell you what, it's very hard and physical out there, and that's what people love to watch. The contest one-on-one where blokes really just go in there, Matty, as hard as they possibly can. Like Baker's been absolutely inspirational out there. You know, he gets plenty of the footy too, but he also does the little hard, unnoticed things. And Lenny Hayes has been brilliant once again.
10 possessions for Lenny Hayes.
He has 10 possessions for him. Heath Black picked up 8. And Begley, an inspired first quarter with 7.
We'll take a break and be back shortly. 6-1-37 the Saints, the Dees 3.
When they go forward now, because having got away to a good start, the Dees are flooding. For Melbourne, as they break up now, I think Travis Johnson, yeah, you can see him behind me. In fact, he came off the ground with an ankle injury. He went into the rooms and had it strapped. I think he's okay, but the fact that he's actually not on the ground might suggest that there might be something sinister, although, as you can see now, as he runs past me, looks pretty good.
They've just got to get a little bit more of the ball. Lenny Hayes 10, Black 8, Baker 7. Neitz hasn't had a kick yet or a touch. Uze 4 and Johnson 4. The midfield's just not given enough supply down forward.
Saturday night football from Colonial Stadium on Fox Footy. 37 plays 19. Out of the middle, Green. Robertson attacking hard. Quick kick forward from Woden. Oh, Leoncelli. Gee. That was an opportunity that quickly disappeared for Andrew Leoncelli. Got to do better than that. Yes, I couldn't agree with you more.
Are you talking to me, Anthony?
Well, I was talking to anyone.
Yes, he should have scored a goal there. Would have been a great start for Melbourne. He's back in the action now. They work it nicely to Powell, who started on the interchange bench. And that is a beautiful kick from Stephen Powell. Just finding Luke Williams inside his forward 50. You feel as though someone like Powell would, to get that drive going through the midfield they're looking for in that first quarter, might be the right move.
Yeah, well, hopefully it is, because they certainly do need some. St Kilda being dominant in that area. And as you know, if you haven't got the midfield, the engine room working, you're really under the pump. Williams,
just the one goal for the season. He would dearly love to make it two. He does. Melbourne, the opening to this second quarter, just what they were looking for.
Well, the two forward thrusts so far have been very good. Leon Shelley should have nailed that other one, and that was an excellent goal then. So they started in the right frame of mind. The thing is, as I mentioned before, I mean, this is a perfect build-up for them to go into the finals. And it's just made for them if they're good enough to get over the line.
Lovely finish from Luke Williams. Brings the margin back to 11 points.
Hudson off and Voss on. Voss has gone straight to the back pocket.
So White contest this centre bounce with Stewart Loewe. White had 11 hit-outs in the first quarter. Stewart Loewe and Peter Everett both had 3 each. He put it in the arms of Lenny Hayes. Been able to get the ball out of the middle, though, despite White's dominance. Thompson again. And there's Begley.
Dees has given another option up there. He's been very good, Begley.
Real surprise packet. Now, Everett is the close option, but he goes again for Riewoldt. And again, it's a free kick to Riewoldt. And Chris Lamb can't believe it. So Chris Lamb with the job now on Nick Riewoldt.
As we can see here, oh, look, I mean, he was just... there's absolutely nothing in that. Yeah. But from where the umpire was in his position, he probably thought that he saw something a bit higher. Look, that's what a defender's got to do. If you can't hit the ball, you've got to try and knock the hands to hit the ball out.
So Riewoldt can't bring it back enough. And the Demons right in this contest at the moment.
Now, we'll just hope that St Kilda have been prone over the course of the year, played a tremendous quarter. We saw them play against Carlton, 9-10 goals up at quarter time, and only went in at half time, a goal or two up. So it's in between the years where they've got to stand up here in this quarter.
Bizzle finds Wheatley. Waiting for some options. St Kilda get back in numbers. Now, exactly what the Saints were looking for, a contest just to kick it up. Hamill provides the shepherd for Lowe to come through. Didn't take the mark, though. Woden back to Uze. Clever work. Here's Williams again, the goal kicker for this second quarter. Open forward line. Goes back to Uze, though. Low ball, looking for Neitz. Not the sort of delivery he was looking for. Tries to back out of the pack with 2 or 3 Saints all around him. Lawrence gets one from Neitz for his trouble. When Fraser Gehrig wasn't too happy with it. And neither is David Neitz. And down goes Fraser Gehrig.
When you go trying to go into the forward line, like Uze, he was on the outside then. I mean, it would have been far better if he ran inside and used the corridor. But he really restricted opportunities by going outside the pack.
Low, stolen though by Robertson. That's not bad from there. Oh, good mark right on the line, Max Hutchison. That move's worked for St Kilda already.
Yeah, great grab. They're running for him now. That is very short. In fact, too short. And Black did well not to handball it out of bounds because he would have been pinged straight away. Gehrig, handball to Lowe, who was being manned up. Very haphazard by the Saints. At least they've got it outside defensive 50. Here's the battle between Gehrig and Neitz.
Well, you don't put your finger in front of someone's face like that.
Well, under the current conditions, the way umpires interpret things, Neitz was a bit lucky just to get away with not giving away the free kick. Well done from Jones to Moyle. Bizzle leading Everett to the ball at the moment. So we get to Mark Doran. No one on the mark for Bizzle. Going very short to Powell.
Sorry, boys, I was just watching Travis Johnson warming up. He's trying very hard to get back out on the ground, running and trying to warm up those legs like a Formula One car before the start of the grid, but he just can't get back out there.
Well, Robertson had it, Bentley and Shelley, second time. He has missed an opportunity that was obviously golden for them. But the Demons doing better in this second quarter.
They're your bread and butter. You just really got to make those ones stick. There's twice now he could have really hammered it home. You really got to put the pressure on the scoreboard.
Unusual for Liam Shelley to miss 2 in a row like that. He is a good finisher.
Gee, Ozzy Jones looked like he meant that pass, didn't it? Straight to Stephen Powell, who's usually a good kick on the run, not usually so proficient with the set shot.
Which is quite amazing. Like Powell was one of their shining lights last week. He had 26 touches, and to start on the bench is just astounding. He's already had, this is his 3rd touch so far.
Just not making the distance and are behind. So the Demons have really, as I said, dominated this second quarter largely. They've reduced the margin by 8 points, and it's now 10 the difference at Colonial Stadium. Saturday night football, the Saints out of defence by Ozzy Jones, going for Moyle versus Neitz. Interesting choice.
Yes, it is. Lowe arrives late, but Neitz does well. Up and goes. Godfrey. Choice of 2 or 3 players. One of them is Armstrong. He's going to back himself. He runs to the 50-metre line. Kicks long, but just hooks it. And going back.
It's quite evident they really have lifted up their strike rate at the moment.
St Kilda having trouble getting past halfway at the moment. It's all the players at Melbourne's end of the ground. This is Peckett. And the right move was to switch it, and he did well, to Cripps, who is playing some pretty direct footy here at the moment. 2 bounces, straight long ball looking for Rewalt. Has 3 goals. Almost the mark. Hamill was looking for the crumbs. Woden.
Once again, Milne should have been at the front of the pack.
Out to Wheatley. And that kick just falls in the arms of Brett Voss, who also started on the bench for the Saints. Well, unluckily, Heath Black went to ground, but he's got support in Stephen Lawrence. Back to Black now, so it may pay in the long run. Black, he's going to have a go. Great chase from Williams, but Black still gets his kick away, and it's going to be touched over, and we're going to have...
Great.
No, it's going to be the Melbourne ball, and they're away quickly. Woden has it now for the Dees.
As you were about to say, Russell, it was a wonderful chase, wasn't it?
Great chase, and it pushed him wide, which was an excellent chase by young Williams.
Now Lowe couldn't stop White. Now Neitz has got no one in front of him and gets there. First time we've really seen that tonight. The Demons came out and worked on an alternate plan which had Brad Green as the leading forward, but now with no one in front of Neitz, they started to look for their captain. And this to cut the margin back to 4 points. So after only 8 minutes of the second quarter, the Saints appear to have stopped a little. The Demons have regrouped. And the captain, David Neitz, makes excellent contact, and that is right through the middle.
Well, they've been threatening to do that for the last 8 or so minutes, and that was a great captain's goal by Nita, and he just loves leading out to the right, and that's, I think, if you had the percentages of the amount of goals he's kicked, I think the vast majority of his goals where he leads hard out to the right and takes, and his kicking was very true then. Now, Whitey's giving Stewie a bit of a run around at the moment. Stewie has at this stage, yeah. Spiders is going into ruck, which is a good move. And I'd push Stewie forward and see if he can kick a couple of goals, because they do need to rally a bit here, because you just get the feeling that Melbourne are really putting the pressure on the St Kilda boys.
Yes, David Neitz' first kick for the night, his 74th goal for the Coleman medalist, as Uze drives it in his direction again. Leoncelli missed it. Voss back to Uze. And spots out wide, Woden. Yes, he goes. He plays on. He's inside 50. This to put the Dees in front. And it hits the post. He can't believe it. St Kilda under siege here at the moment at Colonial. Melbourne winning it out of the centre, which has been very important for them. All of a sudden, centre clearances back to 5-all.
Well, we've got to get Baker back onto Uze, because Baker really did the job on Uze early. And as we see now, as we speak, Stewie's coming off, and I dare say Baker would go back and wear Uze like a second skin.
Meantime, Black is away for the Saints. That kick is going to drop short, not what Nick Rewalt was looking for. Lamb quickly playing on to Brown. Always the go-to man to drive it out of their defensive 50. He does so, but pushes it too wide. And a turnover from a man that usually hits the body.
So a real contrast between the first and second quarters so far. Cripps' delivery was good to Everett. Milne back in the goal square. Rewald heading that way as well. It's pretty crowded in front.
Look, they're flooding there to try and stop Rewalt and the other talls to lead. So this is good tactics here by Danaher.
Well, they've gone for Rewald again. It just seems crazy.
You've got White dropping back there, filling the hole.
the pressure's got to be on, well, certainly the midfielders, but the alternate forward, whether it be Hamill or Everett or whoever it is, to provide a really good lead, you would think. Godfrey, as the Demons start to organise themselves out of defence. They've had 10 scoring shots to 8. And in this second quarter, they've kicked 2 goals for and missed a couple of golden opportunities to hit the front.
They've really lifted a cog at this particular stage, Melbourne.
This is Bizzle. Gets a lead from Walsh. Hamill decides not to go with him. Bruce is pushing forward. Xavier Clark's had to work very hard. Made an excellent spoil. The mark not paid. You would have thought it would have been. Interesting decision to keep it in because there's more Demons ahead of Lawrence than Saints. And as a result, Jeff Walsh able to bring the ball in.
Lawrence should have made more of that kick. He just rushed it.
And Green's on the lead. And no, it's not the North Melbourne Chief Executive, Jeff Walsh,
yeah, great
out
effort
on the
by
ground.
The Kangaroos CEO to play some footy on a Saturday night.
Peter Walsh was who I was referring to, but Hudson with the job on Brad Green now, and Green lining up for his 4th. And once again, the opportunity to put the Demons in front, which would be a great effort. It came from 18 points down at the first change. So Brad Green for 4 goals in a quarter and a half of football. And again, just missing to the near side. So the Demons have kicked 2 goals, 5 for the quarter now, and the Saints just 1 behind.
It's a good move to have Maxie on Green because Max is one bloke at St Kilda who was very quick out of the blocks, and you need to be quick out of the blocks to run with Green.
Ever so surely, the lead diminishing, and one feels it won't be long before it is reversed. This is Clark.
Great kick.
What didn't travel the best in the air, but it was great vision to find Moyle, who opens up Black. Now this is an open forward line. He hits Rewald on the chest. Magnificent footy by the Saints.
Magnificent football. Great kick by Clark to Black. And once again, the game plan is to move the ball as quickly as they possibly can, right down to the tall timber and Rewald. It was an absolute magnificent kick by Black.
Want to be careful here.
Simon Godfrey just having some fun. But this is Rewald for his 4th goal. We saw Green miss for his 4th, and we have an identical situation from the young forward at the opposite end.
It's so important, no matter how far out from goal you are, kicking distance or short, you really got to kick through the ball, and Nick just stabbed at it then. I think that would be the main reason for him missing that goal.
There are some patches of ground here at Colonial that are a bit softer than others. Speaking to a couple of players from last week, and some of the Freo boys had a bit of trouble, and I think Longmuir kicked 5 behind straight last week, and they said some of the areas were harder to kick goals of than others. This is Bizzle. The Demons finally got themselves worked out. And the middle opening up, and they're getting it in there very quick. Green again. Good spoil that time from Hudson. Robertson. Lawrence in the crush. Gehrig. Hayes has been much quieter in this quarter after a great opening term. Cripps. And now Peckett. Again, they're being charged down, though, by the Demons. The pressure that they've been able to apply is really intensified in this quarter. Rewald has been moved back into defence, which is maybe not a bad move, just to mix things up a little bit. He's got Aussie Jones ahead of him. He'll look to use him here. No. Switching back to Lawrence. Back to Jones. An interesting build-up. By now, Melbourne have pushed heaps of numbers back, so they have to be very precise, and that was a great kick to Thompson. So the Spider and Stewart Loewe, the joint targets. Now Rewald's floated down into the pocket. It was actually quite a good lead from Rewald, who wants it one-on-one with Walsh.
This is what Grant Thomas spoke about at that quarter time, to be patient here and make sure this kick works.
Well, he should have gone, he could have gone short to Baker.
Should have gone to Baker. It was a poor kick by Tomo then.
He had 2 options there. The first one was Rewald, the second one was Baker. And in the end, the decision to be patient has cost the Saints a shot on goal. Wheatley. Too far. Good strong mark, though. Strong hands from White, with Thompson approaching. Just over 8 minutes remaining. Margin was 18 points quarter time. It's now 3. White showing some patience in himself. Leon Shelley. Away now. Long ball at the back. Should fall for St Kilda. It does. Black thought about Clark. In the end, over to Cripps. Low ball searching for the boundary. Or Stewie Loewe. Wants the free kick. Doesn't get it. Crowd won't be happy. Uze into Hayes.
And the crowd is not happy, and for very good reason. Have a look at that.
Yeah, some terrific acting there, Mark.
Well, that would have been a red card in the...
No, that is a free kick, it's called.
Mark Doran on the boundary. Doing 2 or 3 jobs, one of them umpiring. Here's Williams, and this is promising. Walsh. Green is the target once again. Right with him, Hutchton. Too good. Brad Green. Maxie Hutchton not happy. Lets him know.
Might be 50.
Could be 50. And it is.
What the Saints, the boys now really got to take stock and say, look, we knew they were going to come out hard. Don't get frazzled. Really concentrate and just fight the quarter out and make sure you're going round about where they are now. They shouldn't panic. They realise it's a real battle. Just don't do anything silly. And unfortunately, this is going to cost the Saints a goal.
Yes, and they're going to lose the lead as Brad Green kicks number 4. He's taken 6 marks. He's been outstanding. And Melbourne are in front.
Well, it's just, look, they've really come here to play in the second half. Right from the first minute, they had 2 launches. Liancelli missed one, then Nita got one. And look, they've really lifted. And as I mentioned before, this is a perfect build-up for a finals game for them, which they'll be facing next week. As we see, Max put off. Well, to me, it didn't look too much there in that. Well, actually, except for pushing his head into the ground, that wasn't too helpful.
Well done, Russ.
Sorry, Maxie.
6-6 Melbourne, 6-3 St Kilda. It's been an outstanding second term by the Demons, and they're still going. Jolly got the tap, but Black, who's worked probably amongst the hardest in this second term for the Saints, with the first possession. Williams trails after it, the ball, hitting for the line, and Hamill made sure it went out.
Well, it's a great effort by Hamill. He's run about 60 or 70 metres to lay that tackle on. But he's one bloke who's really got to give him a bit of a spark. I mean, he's had a few touches, but he's really got to lift his game.
Everett with a tap, Liancelli. Williams, that was a deft touch. Another one from Jolly, which brought it back in, but all St Kilda there. Everett, oh, Aussie Jones, great running. Aussie gets it in long, re-rolled again. No, not that time. Mill must score a goal. And only he can kick a reverse punt from the goal square. And the Saints are back in front of Colonial Stadium.
Well, that's exactly where he should have been. I mean, the ball went wide. He was front and centre, just in case Riewoldt didn't mark the ball. Went over his head. He had pace, he had momentum, and he ran onto the footy. And once again, just finishing off with that cheeky little style that Stephen Milne does very, very well.
Lovely quick hands from Hamill and Everett there to set that up to Jones. And I was just going to say, you mentioned Hamill. I was about to mention they need Milne to get involved and kick some goals.
Yep.
Their leading goal scorer for the year, and he's done exactly that.
But that's exactly where he's got to be, Matty. He was front and centre just in case the ball was spoiled. Went over Riewoldt's head, he ran onto it like a great little rover that he has been, forward pocket specialist, and a great guy, a real lifter for the team.
47 goals, 10. Been incredibly accurate this year, Stephen Milne. Their first goal for the quarter. Hayes. Wolf gets it forward. Stewie Loewe there. In the right spot, though, Bruce. That is a clever handball. Out to Williams. Running Godfrey. And onto the chest of Vardy. Made the right move, I think. He thought about going wide in the end. That was a beautiful kick to Neitz. Would have been the wrong move to go wide to Powell. More direct football. Or Uze, not Powell. And hits Neitz nicely.
Yeah. Beautiful kick, but once again, it was all set up back here by the quarterback in Bruce. I mean, he does set things up very well back up at centre half back. He's a fine player.
He's got a wonderful football brain, Bruce. He can size up the situation very quickly as David Neitz puts Melbourne back in front.
Well, this is a real contest. It's both sides, as Stewie Loewe mentioned before the game, he just wanted the boys to have a red-hot go. Saints are having a red-hot go, and so are the Dees.
Lead changes once again. Neitz has 2, Green has 4. And there's the kick from Godfrey. Good skills. There's Vardy, thinks about going wide. And an open forward line.
The thing that has dropped off a little bit in this particular quarter from the Saints' point of view is that they're not attacking as much from the half-back line. So, I mean, if they can get back in that frame of mind, that'll be a great help for them. Also, they haven't get anywhere near as much ball out of the centre, and their on-ballers haven't been as dominant.
Melbourne back in front at Colonial Stadium. Jolly, Everett, Thompson. That was a great clearance for the Saints. Hayes. Abysmal looking kick for someone as highly skilled as Lenny Hayes. Bizzle just breaking clear. And in the end, they can mount another attack through the middle of the ground. Godfrey eventually was pursued, but he had a wide variety of options. Could have been a high tackle, the Demon fans thought. Then the Saints fans were calling for holding the ball. Play on was the result. Powell to Bruce. He can stroll into goal. And suddenly the Demons are in command at Colonial Stadium. And Cameron Bruce has been a big reason why.
A very positive sign for the Demons is that when there is a spillage, someone's tackled, there's always about 3 or 4 red and blue jumpers there to help one another out. So it's a really good sign. That wasn't evident at all in the first quarter, or not as much as what it is now.
5 goals in this second quarter to Melbourne. Just the one to St Kilda. Margin now 9 points. Still plenty of time in this second quarter. Cameron Bruce coming off half back for his first goal. Stewart Loewe has a spell. Just under 5 minutes remaining. Leoncelli. Uze's got to beat Voss. 2 number 13s. Lucky for some, unlucky for others. Williams over the back. It should sit. Well, it doesn't for Lawrence. Gets a horrible bounce. Voss goes back in. Good tackle by Uze. We're going to have a ball up inside their forward 50.
Matty, the Dees domination at half-back caused that picture you saw before with Lowe off the ground. Mark Maguire was onto the ground for the first time, and he's gone to centre-half forward. Let's try Matt Maguire.
He saw the tackle stat there, and as Russell mentioned, as a result of some of those tackles, the spillages are falling to Melbourne. They are running in support of each other.
Travis Johnson still on the bench with an injury worry that Mark talked about earlier. They'll be taking no chances on the eve of the final. Suddenly the Demons are running everywhere. Russell Robertson lines up for his turn. And a poster. And the Demons in this quarter, an astounding scoreline. They've now kicked 5 goals 6 for the term to St Kilda's 1 goal 2. Hence the 10-point margin.
And Stephen Powell, who we talked about, has been the architect with 9 disposals for this quarter.
Aussie Jones. Kicks out this side. Well, David Neitz is out there. And Thompson was the only man for the Saints along with Begley. That is a confusing kick in. I don't know why you kick to one of the 2 most prominent contested mark takers on the ground.
It stands 195 centimetres. It wasn't a good option.
David Neitz, 65 from goal, waiting for a lead. He had one from Powell, but he's gone longer than that. Right to the square, and then beyond, and a behind.
Look, there's still about 3 or 4 minutes left in this quarter, and look, it's a goal and a bit the difference. It's just so important that the St Kilda blokes keep their composure.
That was the last kick in. That's a better one. Pickett able to collaborate with Lawrence. The Saints need something positive. Every time they've gone into attack, they've been outnumbered. And they've been beaten at the contest. Bizzle. Throw. Well, that's an interesting call. He certainly had it for a long time. I'm not sure if he actually threw it.
It was an Elby Langer special.
Okay, you agree with the umpire.
Let's take a look.
No,
yes.
Yeah, Elby would be happy with that one.
Yeah, he'd have an inside forward running through there. Here go the Saints, the switching play. Interesting call. It's going to pay off, I think. Jones, he's off. He has to go back through the middle. High ball. Look at the Melbourne defence. There's numbers everywhere. It doesn't matter. Rewalt has the mark. Well, a huge amount of numbers, Russell, but for the first time, they weren't all swarming in front of Nick Rewalt. When he was left, he had to mark over one of his teammates.
Yeah, as we can see here, I mean, that's just a great reach to be able to mark that. Look, he can mark it out in front when he's attacking the ball hard up, and now even in pack mark like that, he's an exceptional player.
Must kick this one. Was a little bit lazy on his last attempt. No problems here. Rewalked. Got his fourth, and he edges the Saints a little bit closer to Melbourne.
And that's exactly what they wanted. I mean, Melbourne were absolutely physically and mentally giving them a bit of a pounding, and it's a great response by the Saints.
Don't forget Fox Footy News every weeknight at 7:30 in most states. You can see Matty and Jason Bennett with all the latest news, and there's just been a little bit of it lately.
Just a tad. Pretty quiet week at the news desk.
What about me?
The man behind all the stories, Mark Doran, down the boundary.
Thanks for that, Hutto. Matty, he saves me every week, Matty. Good on you, mate.
8-8, 56 Melbourne. 8-3, 51 St Kilda. So you mentioned, Russell, 26 minutes gone and only 2 minutes remaining in this quarter. Very vital for St Kilda's confidence, which can be a bit brittle at times. Thompson's kick. The umpire pays the mark to Shane Woden. Woden's had 7 possessions tonight, delivers nicely for Uze. Uze gets the lead from Vardy, and he didn't keep on coming, Vardy. His opponent did. Lawrence backs himself and can go for another daring run. And his delivery, guess who it's to? Rewald. Not able to take it that time.
That was interesting, the Vardy lead then. He looked as though he was going to go. He pushed off Lawrence, and I think he anticipated the ball was going to, he's indicating now, kick the ball over his head.
8-8 playing 8-3. Everett and Jolly. Did Everett give away the free? No, he didn't. Powell slapping it back. Bit of pinball. Ian Challey. James McDonald just released the handball. Walsh, he's got Wheatley running for him. He goes more direct. And why not to Green again?
Max has done his
hamstring. Hudson, can you believe it? He's done his hamstring. Well, I suppose if you're going to do a hamstring, you might as well do it in round 22.
If there is a good
Green,
side to it.
He's very explosive out of the blocks, and Max is one of the quickest blokes down to St Kilda out of the blocks, and it's going to be interesting to see who they're going to put on him now.
He's not anymore, Russell.
No, I reckon, Matty, we can beat him now. Probably not.
You'd struggle, Greenie.
Thanks for the vote, Mark.
So Brad Green, speaking of Greenie, this is a big kick for his 5th goal of the night. It's coming back, and it's hit the post again. There must be a magnet in the ball, and the post is attracting it. That's 3 for the night, isn't it, for Melbourne?
Robertson, Lee and Shelley.
And just as importantly as Max Hudson coming off the ground, Travis Johnson has come back on for Melbourne. So big change, that one, in favour of the Dees.
So a free kick or a 50-metre penalty before the kick in. Not sure what it was for, but Black took it and was able to deliver to Baker, and the Saints can attack from the outer side of the ground.
They're down by 6 points inside the last minute of the half. They wanted Thompson, Williams. A chance for Melbourne now on the rebound. James McDonald started on the bench, driving them forward. 2-on-1 though. Lawrence left his man to help out.
Oh.
It falls over the back. His man is Travis Johnson, and the 2 goals up just before half-time. Well, that is a classic example. Stephen Lawrence leaves his man to help out to create the 2-on-1 contest. Johnson hangs back, fades off the back. All of a sudden, the ball's over, and this will show up beautifully.
See here, look. Unfortunately, it was too much carry. I mean, look, you would tell your players if you can get over there and assist and
he was
do the
doing it, but he just had to crash and punch forward, didn't he?
Yeah, that's all he had to do. And Johnson is the bloke who ends up with the footy and kicks the goal.
It all started at the other end, though, didn't it? The turnover, the Saints surging forward.
Yeah,
poor kick.
But Uzo got a fist to it. And just the turnovers. I mean, if you do turn it over like that, you've got to be... I mean, if you're playing against a fine side like Melbourne, they're going to make you pay every time.
14 seconds remaining. Just enough time for either team to get it forward. It looks like it's Melbourne with the only chance. Robertson, no free kick. Saints able to wrest the ball back. Everett cleared the path. Daniel Wolf couldn't get through. Siren, disappointment for the Saints. What a wonderful quarter by Melbourne, though. 6 goals, 8 to 2 goals, 2. And they lead by 12 points at half-time after trailing by 18 after the first quarter.
I mean, they really stood up. The pressure was going. I'm sure Neil Danaher really pointed a finger at a few of the blokes. Their form last week, except for 2 or 3 blokes, was very poor. And they've really responded in the way in which you would think.
Possessions in the first quarter were 90 to 60. They're now even at 152 to 148. So the reverse for Melbourne in that second quarter, having just the weight of numbers, having more of the ball, and playing very good, very direct footy straight through that corridor.
I mean, Uzo started getting a lot more of the footy, and Powell, when he came on, he certainly had an effect on the game with his feet and his hands and his smarts. He was very good. And on the other side of the coin, you know, Lenny Hayes.
National Footy League, the NFL, the PGA Tour, Major League Baseball, and the National Hockey League. So over the summer, not only will Fox Footy fans have access to the Fox Footy channel with the daily news and club updates, but more international sport from around the world. ESPN coming to Foxtel. Second half. Russell, what do the Saints need to do to get back in it?
Well, they just have to be a little bit more proactive. And one person in particular, Anthony, big number 10 for the Saints, big Spider Everett. I mean, he's playing the last game of one of his mates who's been an all-time great, and I just hope Spider does find something, because he is one bloke who can really give them a spark. He's got the capabilities of kicking a bag full of goals, and he is one bloke who really does have to live for the Saints.
Well, they've restructured a little bit. Aaron Hamill coming out of the goal square now for the Saints. Lamb is out at centre-half back on Rewald. And there's Stewart Loewe. His last half of footy. And for all the Saints players, it's their last half of the season. Let's find out what they've got left in the tank as they start from 2 goals behind. Leoncelli just getting his awareness as to which way to kick the footy. Baker, he just shoved Johnson out of the road, and the umpire said he didn't do it in the correct fashion. So Travis Johnson, let's have a look. He did have a bit of jumper there from that angle.
It's interesting, you got Wolf back on green where he started initially in the game, so hopefully Wolfie has learned a few lessons.
Well, Johnston, this will be right on the limits for him, and going for the extra distance, as so often happens. He's missed away to the right. So 9-10-64 Melbourne, 8-3-51 St Kilda. Third quarter underway here from Colonial Stadium. Healthy crowd, Saturday night football, as Aussie Jones gets himself into a bit of trouble here on the way out.
Yes, an unusual decision to run to the boundary, then hook it back, but it's going to pay off. Begley got it from Thompson. Terrible kick. Peckett has the advantage, though. Rewalt provides for him.
And behind play, Russell Robinson is down. Either we can see it now. He hasn't moved for some time.
Keep an eye on that in the back play, but up forward. There's Russell getting to his feet as Brett Moyle takes the mark inside the forward 50 for the Saints.
Been a very quiet night for Russell Robertson, just the 4 possessions.
Let's have a look. Yes, Simon Godfrey just going back into him. And a knock to the head. And he's coming up. No, he's decided not to come off, but we're back with Brett Moyle, who has run himself into a bit of trouble. It may look good on the videotape afterwards, though. If he sneaks it through, has he? No. If that was a cricket match, that was yes, no, wait.
Yes, and I think you would have been run out.
Yeah.
Bruce just got a hand to it in the 10-yard square.
Away go Melbourne now. Everett got in the way of White, but he gets a fortuitous bounce back to Johnston. In through the middle, he's got Walsh. Melbourne surging forward once again. Perhaps that won't be 15. It is. Godfrey spins it round up towards Robertson, who's recovered. Numbers, though, fall for the Saints. Black. Neitz provides the pressure. Does a good job, because just this is what is the end result. Untidy handball. Rewalt forced to just slap it on. Moyle. Now they've got some space. Wolf.
Gee.
And that is a very clever kick
That is a great
from
kick.
Daniel Wolf. He's got 40 metres up the boundary after rolling it straight past the jack.
Perfect, because anything opening up, there was nothing from St Kilda forthcoming, and there was just red and blue jumpers there. So it was a great kick in the end.
Vardy perhaps just a little fortunate. He kicked the ball away after it had gone over the boundary line, which sometimes you can be penalised for. White and Everett, as we mentioned, a lot of pressure on Everett to lift in this second half. Hayes and backwards, Rewald. You have to be sure of the right option there. Oh dear, this is really dangerous now. Lowe with the pressure on Rewald. Demons bearing down. Begley, watch out. Johnston with the steal. Couldn't take it. Baker with the give and then protected well. Heath Black attracted plenty of the footy tonight. 18 possessions. Cripps. Oh, the Saints. Very haphazard way of getting out of defence. Rewald. Watch out. Got to get rid of it here. Begley. Oh, they're just selling themselves into pressure. Demons inevitably were going to get the footy then, but the umpire helped them out.
The more times you touch it, the more likely you're going to turn it over, and that's exactly what happened there.
Rewald finding plenty of it as well. Can go for a bit of a gallop along the wing. He looks ahead. Everett leads for him now. Funny old kick. Favoured Williams. Oh, they made a meal of it. Brown to clean up. Milne sneaks in. He loves this. The blistering pace of Stephen Milne. He had the handball. That would have hurt him. Moyle, well done. Found Voss. And boy, the Saints needed that. In one of the worst build-ups to a goal ever. Gee, Voss taking a long time, taking no time at all to come in and kick the goal. And they needed that.
Look, St Kilda really play their best footy when they go long and direct. And maybe, Matthew, you mentioned before, maybe they might have to mix it up a little bit, but that wasn't pretty at all. But fortunately for the Saints, it did. Now, this is great little play by Stevie Milne.
He just felt the presence, didn't he?
He felt the presence. He had enough nous to feed the footy off because he was going to be under the pump to kick the footy and kick a goal. But a great setup, and fortunately for now, prior to that, we saw on the screen was Hamill. He's another bloke who's really got to give a lift, as well as Spider, for these boys to get back into the game.
First goal for Voss, first goal for the second half to the Saints. Margin back to one straight kick. Hayes wants it. Thompson. Melbourne with the numbers, though.
Yeah.
Walsh. High ball. Where are the leapers? Over the back. Once again, where's Vardy? Running onto it, Johnston. Begley did enough. Good tackle by James Begley. Ball still going, though. Cripps in there. Well, that'll be a free kick. And it's on.
Well,
Steve Lawrence is down. He is tough. He will get up.
He certainly is tough, Mr. Lawrence. He's got a heart, a huge heart.
gee, David Neitz wants to be careful on the eve of the finals, doesn't he? He does fire up, doesn't he, Neitz, every now and then?
Here's Begley. Rewalt, long lead. Thompson in front, though. Got a better couple. Can't do so. Lamb goes to ground. Ball spills from Williams. Wonderful tackle by Thompson. Melbourne keep it going forward, though. Stewie's got to go back. Green came over the top. Robertson was on his way, but the free kick will go to the man of the moment in Stewart Loewe.
It was a great effort by Stewart Loewe there, backing back into the pack. He knew it was crunch time, and he stood his ground, as he has his entire career.
See, they're tackling hard in this quarter, the Saints, aren't they?
It's certainly lifted in that area.
And that's a great kick for Everett. Just space. Oh, he dropped it. Lamb, he had it spent before he got it. I guess that was half the problem, because there was so much space confronting him. Woden wobbly. Oh, Green, it fell for him, and he reads them beautifully through the air. And you'd normally just about put this one in the book already.
It's just so critical that, like, the turnover then is just absolutely unforgivable. And as we see here, Spider, just no purchase on the footy at all. And the resultant ball, good kick to the hot spot, and the man again.
Plenty of aggro going on between Baker and Johnson. Stewart Loewe biting into it at one stage. They want to be careful.
4 goals, 2 for Brad Green. And normally no problem from there for Green. He made the umpire work it. And it's going to be a 50-metre. Well, that is disgraceful for the Saints.
Did the kick miss, Anthony, or did he squeeze it through? He must have missed, otherwise
I think he missed. He missed.
He must have missed.
Yeah.
Well, that is just unbelievable, isn't it?
I mean, 2 acts. Spider spilling the mark over there, and just that instant sent. It's just...
Stewart Loewe's gone over the mark.
Well, that's it. That's all it is. Then.
Yep.
That's all right.
Stewart Loewe's gone over the mark.
Yeah. Green rams it through. They get the result they needed, and the margin is back to 12 points. If it had been from bad discipline, then it would have been just at this stage of the game just something terrible.
Now, in his enthusiasm to try and put Green off, he just took a run and a jump and went straight over the mark. Umpire was right on the spot, and there's the once again the Everett error, which in the end It's easy from up here, but that has cost them.
It is costly, and it wasn't though. He had 14 blokes coming over the top. It was just an undisciplined act, and as you mentioned, he probably spent it before he got it. And I just hope Spider can repay, get back, get on the positive side.
There's that bit of aggro I mentioned.
There's Stewie.
There's the 50. But you don't mind over-exuberance from a 34-year-old, but what about the no sense of theatre from the umpire giving 50 against Stewart Loewe tonight?
10-10 to 9-4. Not coming into that one, Mo. There's some theatre. Big jump from White. But it's Hayes back to Jones. It's been very good with his skills tonight, Jones. Moyle back to Begley. Just need to hit the target here. Long ball. Rewalt one-on-one. They won't mind that, the Saints. Bizzle drags him to the ground. Play on is the call. It won't matter. Stephen Milne will run in. Put it to a check side. He will. He loves it. Forget the drop punch. Just kick check sides. The entertainer, the artful dodger. Stephen Milne gets his second.
Man, he's one of those blokes who just can't keep down for the 4 quarters. He's a bloke who'll pop up, and when he's been getting front and centre, I mean, that's where his performance is. This one just goes over the back. Brown tries to push him off the ball, but Milne was superior now, and as we see, he just loves those check side.
Why would you do a check side from 1 metre out directly in front? It's
Only
great.
Stephen Milne knows,
Yeah.
but we love it.
We're not sure why, but we love it.
He's trying to hit the sign.
Yeah, no question about that. Wheatley trying to rough him up. So Stewart Loewe is trying to take the space of Jeff White, but he just sleeps over the top and wins the tap every time. Baker, he led Johnson to the ball that time. There's a bit of angst between those two.
Shuey Lowe saw
Out
it.
to Moyle. Now Cripps is running for him. He's got a couple of options. Thompson there as well. Moyle ducking back inside. Goes for Rewald. Suddenly the Saints are rejuvenated. And Rewald can level the scores at Colonial. Take a big kick from here, though.
I hate to say it, but the star of the show might be out of action in a minute. Jeff White jumped onto his right collarbone that you can see him there stretching. It'd have to hurt a hell of a lot, though, for him to come off.
There's the pass to Rewald. Here he comes. He's kicked 4 tonight. Now he's got 5. This young man, well, he's already a superstar, isn't he?
Geez, I mean,
He's the one you want, Hutto.
He's a super player. I mean, look, they're really answering the challenge here set to them by the Melbourne Footy Club. And I mean, this is a great performance. But it's
That's the Stewart Loewe injury.
If-
5 goals to Nick Rewalt.
if Wolf can't contain Green, they might think about Begley, who's played well tonight, and maybe push back and try and curtail him. But I'd persist at the moment. If he does kick another one, Green, then maybe Begley might be the answer.
Scores level at Colonial. Saints making a bit of a surge here. We'll watch Stewart Loewe very closely in this ruck clearance. He appears okay, but once again Melbourne go forward through Powell. Robertson over the top. Ball at ground level though. Johnston gets good support from Williams. Here comes Stewart Loewe. Bang! Down goes Johnson. Perhaps a bit of a square up mark. Keep your eye on him. Gives a tap on the head as he goes past. Peckett off to Hayes. Here go the Saints once again. Rewalt won't get there that time. Bizzle reads it the best and takes the mark.
You called it, Matty. I kept my eye on it. He gave him a little pat on the head and said, well done, son.
Jeff White's got away here, but the kick won't make it to him. They've got the extra man, though. Woden, he's missed the target. Great desperation by the Saints. The Demons coming in numbers. Wheatley spotted Godfrey. Can't get it to him more, can he? Well, I thought it was a clever tap, but I'm not sure what he had in mind there, because Begley, who has gone back into defence, helps out. Hayes has got a path, confronted by 2 Demons, and did wonderfully well. Lawrence back through. Was that in the back? Was it a great tackle? It was play on. Good decision from Darren Goldsby. 11-4-70 St Kilda, 10-10-70 Melbourne. It's hotting up here at Colonial.
They certainly have lifted it, and particularly when there's spillage. There seems to be about 3 or 4 St Kilda boys around the ball, more so than they had in that second half of the second quarter.
Good fist forward. The Demons winning it out of the clearances at the moment, but the Saints aren't letting them escape easily. Woden's within range from there. And he's online as well. Gary couldn't get a fingernail to it. And Shane Woden gives the Demons back the lead. It's a great game at the moment as the Demons make a double change. Young Michael Clark coming on for his first game.
Well, they're just counter-punching each other at the moment. But as I mentioned before, Big Spider's really got to lift to really put something back into this game. Because if he can lift, it's going to give them an enormous opportunity to be successful.
Well, how long can they keep this current ruck situation up? Jeff White is just winning every tap at the moment.
Mate, Stewart Loewe's got a huge heart because he knows every time that ball's going to go up, he's going to cop a knee in the head, in the shoulder region, in the guts. He's just got a huge heart.
There's young Michael Clark. His father, Dennis, was a former Demon.
Yes, he was taken in the 1999 draft, so it's been a long time coming for Michael Clark for his first game. We wish him well.
Well, what do you think, Russell, about the ruck? I mean, do they just leave Lowe in there?
Well,
Are they conceding?
Well, no, I don't think they're conceding. I think Thomas has got Spider back in the 10-yard square, and hopefully he can take a mark or make a contest so Milk can get spillage and kick goals.
Well, Clark has got his first kick. He's driven the Demons forward, and a very clever mark to Russell Robertson.
But I think, Anthony, that White is in such form. Like last week, he had 42 hit-outs, and I realised not everyone went to his own teammate. But I think he'd jump over the top of Spider as well. So you're going to concede it either way. But I think at least Loewe is really having a crack.
So Robertson just waiting while Begley comes from the ground due to the blood rule.
Can't actually see where the blood is.
Nick Del Santo, the change.
On
One of
his
those
knee.
mystery blood rules. There it is there.
A White coming off for the Demons, so maybe that's the reprieve the Saints needed.
Well, now
Yes.
might be the chance to push Spider into the ruck and maybe touch Jolly up and push Loewe forward.
Robertson's had a quiet night, just the one behind so far. They lead by 6 points. It wobbles off the boot, but it's good enough. And they get that 2-goal buffer back, Melbourne. Robertson gets his first. And a lot of emotion around. Clark involved there. He was the man that drove it forward with his first kick in AFL football.
A great thrill for young Clark to get his first kick, and which ended up in the goal for the Demons. A great effort for the young fella.
Last 2 goals, so they just settled a bit. Now 3 goals apiece in this quarter. And just worked Begley under the ball nicely to take a very good mark.
So the Saints persisting with Stewart Loewe in the ruck, even though Jolly's now gone in there. For the Demons, there's Russell Robertson. His first goal of the night, as we mentioned, 1 goal, 1. 12-10-82 Melbourne, 11-4-70 St Kilda. Saturday night football. The Saints went out of the blocks. They kicked 6 goals to 3 in the first quarter. The Demons are now in front, but the Saints getting it out of the middle. Thompson bombs it in there. Hamill's the man. Yes! No! Well, he had a million bites of the cherry, but he never controlled it. So it was probably a fair call, despite the hoots of the St Kilda crowd. Stewart Loewe pursuing here. Del Santo to protect, which he did well. No immediate option for Stewart Loewe. Pumps it in. Hamill's got 3 to beat. Rewald tried to help out. Free kick. St Kilda ball to Rewald. So Hamill has got Everett in the square. Is this the time that Spider's going to stand up and take it? Yes!
Come on, Spider, that's exactly what we want. So he's got to be able to do that time and time again to give the Saints an opportunity to win here this afternoon. And just getting back the last passage of play, Rewalt ran from about 100 metres to try and lay a tackle on. Didn't get there. Not only can he kick goals and take marks, but his work ethic is exceptional.
So the Saints get one back, and the margin is reduced to 6 points again. 12-4-76 St Kilda. 12-10-82 Melbourne.
Well, what about this for souvenirs, novelties and party tricks?
It did touch Wheatley, didn't it, on the way through. Maybe that didn't help his chances. He never really did control it, though.
Six points the margin. Everett's first. And James Begley's come back on the ground. He's standing by himself. He has no opponent at the moment. The Melbourne defence just zoning off him. Hamill. Begley may end up with it. Peckett ignores him though. Hooks it back towards Everett. Can he get 2 in a minute? No. Bizzle reading it the best. He's off. Surely he's off. He is. He's gone. Oh, rush behind. They won't be happy. Look at Milne. And unfortunately for Clint Bizzle, he's going to be off for the blood rule. He wants an explanation of why he was called to play on. Milne sends him off as he normally does. What did you think, Russell?
Well, I mean, look,
he's off the line.
As soon as you deviate left or right off that line, you are off. And he was off, and Milne, I think, is quite right to be upset by that decision.
Well, in fairness to the umpire, did Milne really retard him when he did get the handball away?
Well, maybe not enough to, but he still had the footy, and he wasn't going anywhere.
All academic now because the behind has been scored.
That's a big one to be off the ground, though, Bizzle. Listen, I mean, he has been trying to contain. He's been helping out on Riewoldt, and they're under the pump. There's no doubt in trying to contain Riewoldt, who's just in unbelievable form. He's had 10 marks and kicked 5 goals too.
Yeah, it's a 5-point margin. Walsh.
This game's just at a really important
Crucial stage, isn't it? Yeah.
Bit of tension in the air.
Well, St Kilda flooding here. They've got every single player back.
Amongst other things.
White. Kick just falls short. Beautifully picked up by Bruce. Wonderful skill. Gets the 1-2 from Williams. Back inside to Powell. Goes left as he always does. Sorry, it's not Williams, it's McDonald. McDonald now. There's a bit of holding going on there. Not seen. Lawrence bursting through. Poor kick though. McDonald another chance. This time. Funny old kick. Bounces over Vardy's head. Here's Robertson. Already a goal in this quarter. Taps it to the advantage. Well, almost the advantage of a teammate. Moyle. Happy to just clear it. Out towards the wing. 2-on-1. Does well. Does extremely well to hold it up. And he'll get some applause from the Saints fans in the outer.
And that was just a great contest. I mean, to be able to do that 2-on-1, maintain the ball, don't lose it, and have another bloke come over the top and give you one. I mean, that was great courage, and that's what coaches just love. Their players give them 100%.
Low. Black went to ground. Couldn't take the footy with him. Was that a high tackle on Hamill? The umpire eventually spotted it.
It's a good move. They've got Hamill playing on ball now, and it's his second or third touch in the last couple of minutes, and he really needs to lift too.
Yeah, they did that against Sydney a few weeks ago, and it was effective. Just couldn't quite deliver it in the arms of Pickett, and Woden wading through. This is an important turnover. They're running. Johnston guides it. Guess who to? Green. Couldn't hang on. He couldn't get a free for holding the man. Should have. The Demons been 3 free kicks to 11 in favour of St Kilda. Moyle taking it away. On the outer wing, a lot of Demons have pushed back. Moyle had to accelerate. He's gone. And that should have been holding the ball, perhaps. Just got it away in time to Lowe. Melbourne fans angry now. Riewoldt, not quite. Milne, it's dangerous down there. And Nathan Brown knew it was. He could have got it across to McDonald, who had broken this side of the ground. But he went the safe option. Black coming off the ground, and that's bad news. He's had 19 possessions for the Saints. He doesn't look well. We'll get an update on him from Mark Dorno in a moment. Big turnover. Frankie Pickett. He's missed. That would have been a major calamity for the Demons.
Well, young Milne was in the goal square waving his arms, but I mean, if you're within that distance, and Frankie has got excellent skills, unfortunately he sprayed it wide.
Well, would have put the Saints back in front. He knows it. Game really up for grabs here in this third quarter.
Just quickly on Heath Black, I think it's left calf. He might have cramped, or it might be something more serious, but they're not giving up hope, that's for sure. So let's hope it is cramped for St Kilda's sake.
Under 7 minutes remaining. And I just got a funny feeling that the story of tonight will unfold in this 6.5 minutes. Uze. Player standing out in his own wing. Milner's got to go back to beat Brown. Did enough.
That's great work by young Milne. I mean, his opponent's been running him up the ground, so he's been working exceptionally hard to try and curtail Nathan Brown running off him. That was a great effort.
Bizzle prepares to return to the arena as White does battle with Lowe, but over the top came Hamill. And gee, almost to the advantage of Moyle. A little bit of communication, I think, there from Moyle and, well, now with Uze, but Moyle and Hamill. Hamill just said, peel off, I'm coming over the top. Boundary throw in. Lowe does well, but Woden standing in the way, misses the target. Thompson, oh, great effort to go back with the smother. It's still alive, though, for St Kilda. Here's Milne. He's going to kick a check side. Who cares? He kicks a goal. No need for the check side. Throws it on the left boot and kicks the goal.
Well, that's a great effort by Stephen Milne. I mean, we know he can kick goals, but the flattering side of the coin was when he went over and really laid that pressure on and forced the ball out of bounds, getting back. I think Thompson actually tried a short pass to him initially. It was smothered off the boot. As we see there, it was a great smother. He was trying to get it across to him.
Good hands.
Great hands. Tomo there to support. And as we see, as we have seen so many times this year, that young little fella kicking those goals.
He's kicked 3 and he's really come alive in this third quarter.
It's been a great turn by the Saints. They've kicked 5-4 to 3-1. What is it about that end? You'd think the wind was howling through. The roof is on, however, and St Kilda have wrested the lead back. 13-7-85. They lock it into the ground. They're kicking to 12-10-82 to the Coventry and the Demons in this quarter. Stewart Loewe battling on. Uze. Here's Hamill again. Important touch. Stewart Loewe got some space to work in. Thompson. Hayes. Good protection. He could have gone to Rewald, decides to go longer, and it wasn't a great option as it turns out.
Wheatley's a loose man back there.
Oh, he set it up, and Liam Shelley only just completes the mark. Through the middle, he's got a couple of Demons running for him. One of them's Bruce. Look at him go now. Pickett was there to stop him. He was desperate to get away with the handball, and the umpire holds it up. A lot of space in front of Green, and Neat's coming out of the square. Stewart Loewe stays on the Neat side, so he goes this side of the ground. Uze, good body work. Thompson, he's got a yard here, Uze. He goes with the right boot. Tried to invent a goal, and Gary did well. Got some help from Lawrence. The behind conceded, and the margin is 2 points. Well, it's an exciting game no matter what happens. It's been a really good contest.
We called for Hamill to really lift, and he has given the lift inside in that on-ball division. He's really lifted the last couple of minutes, which is great, and hopefully he can maintain it, Anthony.
Been a long season, Russ.
Beautifully done, working beautifully. Russell Green here for Fox Footy. As Aussie Jones brings it in. Again, decides to change his mind. Finds the body. In Clark. Peeling off for him and doing well was Cripps. Out in front of Begley. Wheatley right with him, though. That is a good effort from Wheatley. Ball underneath him. He's got support. And perhaps Melbourne a little bit unlucky there because they had 3-on-1. The ball just trapped underneath Paul Wheatley.
Heath Black about to come back on for the Saints. So the calf worked on. There he is, sucks up this time and he's away.
19 possessions. Vardy also comes on, off for Armstrong, who comes on for Melbourne. Again, the punch over the top from Hamill was looking for Moyle, but it was Pecker to right first. Rewalt. Bizzle just went the ground. Did well, though. Recovered nicely. Goes back into traffic. Gee, put Johnston under pressure. Play on the call. Still a chance. Lamb to Bizzle. A little bit slippery over there on that turf. Inside to Godfrey. He drives it long. Should suit St Kilda here, though. Just what a halfback flanker loves. Just a ball kick long. They can peel off their opponent and take the mark. Lawrence. Jones on the left. It's out in front of Everett. Here comes Walsh, though. Everett. Inventive. Doesn't work. McDonald. Put down. Play on the call, though. Advantage to Liam Shelley. They've got the numbers here. 2-on-1. Robertson. Tunnel ball out towards White. Jones goes to meet him. It goes back to Robertson. He just kicks it over the top where he wanted to. He saw a play of it. Lawrence gets there. Great smother from Stevie Lawrence, and he gives it up to Heath Black.
Creative stuff by the Saints. Here's Aussie Jones. Puts the foot down. Sends it to half-board Rewald. Put it in the book for another mark to Nick Rewald. Blasts it forward. Stephen Milne. Well, he can't kick a check side from here.
He can kick a left foot check side. He can run out.
I have seen him run around once from a set shot in this situation and try and kick a bit of a check side.
More important, he's lining up for his fourth.
Yeah, he's had a fantastic third quarter. This is a big kick for the Saints to put them in front by 8 points. Oh, Stephen Milne. Well, you would have been really confident as a St Kilda supporter. Such has been his amazing accuracy this year.
He should have played on, Hutto.
Yeah, that was the problem. So the margin is 3 points, and the Saints have kicked 5-5 to 3-2 in this quarter. And there has been 17 goals kicked at that end and only 8 at the other end tonight.
Bruce through the middle now. Promising for Melbourne, except for the kick. Lets him down. Wolf. Green covered at the moment. Drags him down to the ground. Armstrong. Back to Lamb. He cuts through the middle. Here's Clark. First gamer. Perhaps his first goal in AFL footy. It is. And he celebrates, and so he should. He's finally in the side and he's kicked his first goal.
I mean, that's just tremendous for the young fellow. I mean, to be able to kick a goal like that, particularly under the pump when they really needed one, a very special one for him.
Well, he's put the side back in front. More, 13-11 to 13-8. They just kept it alive near the boundary.
And Aussie Jones off for St Kilda, which is a worry.
I'll just be for a bit of a spell, I think. I think Aussie's last 4 or 5 minutes have been very good. A lot of forward thrusts, and I think he's just having a bit of a spell. Del Santo back on for him.
You're right, Greeny. No injuries. He's just spent, just enjoying a bit of a chance to catch a breather before the siren.
13-11-89, 13-8-86. Melbourne are back in front. White didn't get a decisive tap that time. Voss almost left it behind, and eventually Uze able to wrap him up. 2 minutes left in this third quarter. Exciting stuff to finish off the year for St Kilda and their fans. And the Demons, of course, there's definitely next week. They potentially could have missed out if they're absolutely thrashed tonight by something like 80 points. Well, that's not going to happen. Rewald, a yard loose. Hamill, as we mentioned, has been really good in this third quarter since going into the middle. Just the check of some of the leading possession. Now, the umpire's picked out a free here for a push against Hamill on top of Woden. So we'll come back to the possession getters in a moment, because there's more important matters with Armstrong streaming forward. And suddenly the Demons have got runners. It's actually like Clint Bizzle pushing inside 50. Good spot. It was Bruce, in fact. Black. Oh, Lawrence, there was Demons all around. Great tackle. Cripps gone. No.
I reckon the umpires have been really good tonight. They've let it go. Normally they're 50-50 either way, but they've been consistent. There's been a lot of times where maybe we thought there was a free kick, but at least all three have been consistent and let it flow.
Well, oh, that's a shocking bounce. Went straight into Cripps. Robertson gone as well, and that one they've picked, and the Melbourne fans are furious.
This is like a finals game. The intensity is sensational.
What did you say, Russell, about that? Let him go?
Well, it was on cue, wasn't it, that decision? This is Lawrence streaming out of defence. Last moments of this quarter could be very crucial. Voss just blasts away. Demons have got numbers here, and that's Peter Walsh. 25 seconds to go. Let's see if Melbourne get a goal. Here's a chance.
They certainly have now. It's White. He drives it inside the 50. Bruce. Well, this will be crucial. You can see the clock. We're in the last few seconds of the quarter. Saints have worked so hard. But Cameron Bruce, a wonderful opportunity right on three-quarter time. Kicked a goal in the second quarter. He's had 16 possessions. It's been a good evening for him. They lead by 3 points. Bruce attempting to make it 9. It wobbles, and hits the post. A sense of drama continuing here at Colonial Stadium. Perhaps the fairy tale ending for Stewart Loewe. But Melbourne are going to have a fair bit to say about that in this last quarter.
Matty, I don't know whether we can have a look at the replay of that, but I think Stewie Loewe actually...
And now I gave you fair warning. Look away if you don't know the score between Sydney and Richmond. We'll check it quickly. Last quarter from Colonial Stadium, and Jeff White wins the first tap, and the Demons get the first clearance through Powell. Inside 50, the pressure on here for Cripps. He had to wait. Peckett, oh, just in the nick of time. Lawrence deciding to go by hand. He had Thompson running for him on the wing. Black can loop it over to Aussie Jones. Still Thompson runs. Jones decides to go on his own. He needs some help. Now he uses Thompson, who's now flat-footed and had to go back. So strange decision, and the Saints doing it very hard, but they've got away now. Begley could share it back with Thompson, decides not to. Rewald's clear, and he just couldn't take it. He's going to get a free. Oh, the umpire, there's no advantage. Darren Goldspink, fair enough. He thought there might have been an advantage for Baker, but Baker certainly didn't think so.
But geez, they made hard work of it. Aussie Jones should have initially gone to Thompson straight away, but he tried to draw the bloke, got away with a millionaire's handball, and eventually set it up for this young man coming in to kick for the footy now.
Perhaps a fraction lucky too, but there's nothing luck about that. That is 6 of the best for the future champion of St Kilda and the current star in Nick Rewald.
But you just watch him on that. Look, we all know he's an absolute superstar, even at this very early stage in his career. But we're just watching that three-quarter time huddle. He was there, he was tapping blokes on the back of the head, on the backside, saying, come on, fellas, we can really win this. And look, he's such an enthusiastic young player, and he's just spreading throughout the side. He's just an absolute sensation.
That was dodgy at best, that free kick.
Yeah, very fortunate. You would have expected him to wrap that mark up. He doesn't drop many. He's taken 11 marks tonight. He's had 18 kicks, 18 disposals, 6 goals too. Saints back in front. The last quarter for Stewart Loewe, and they've hit the front. Thompson, good centre clearance. Body-on-body work from Bruce, excellent. Followed it up with a kick, searching for the boundary. Through the interchange bench it goes.
That was a great piece of play by Bruce. To be able to, look, Hamill was one of the strongest blokes going around in the AFL, and to body on body, Bruce, that was exceptional play.
Everett in the ruck. White went to ground. Everett with the punch forward. Uze wrapped up by Thompson, driven into the ground. Play on the crawl. Underneath the tackle went Black and then got it forward. Here's Milne. Out in front of Hayes. Milne gets up, slips under, awful dodger at his best. Magnificent goal. Goal number 50, Russell, and what a way to bring it up.
Goal. But prior to kicking the goal, he had enough now just to get the foot to the ball, to push it out for his teammate to gain purchase of the footy. Then they handballed over to him and off he went. I mean, it was a great bit of play. Lenny Hayes, there he is, turned his mate inside out, the opposition, and bang, off he goes. Mate, tell you, he's a live one. Now, enthusiasm is huge. It's going to be a real big test now for Melbourne to see if they can weather the storm here.
The best little forward pocket in the game. Kicks his 50th goal and looks forward to an All-Australian jumper.
Let's hope so. He certainly deserves it. And isn't he an excitement machine?
I think the last small forward to kick 50 goals for St Kilda was a bloke called Johnny Stevens in about 1972, who also played cricket for Victoria.
Russell Green, a mine of information. Out of the middle. Lenny Hayes going to get a free kick. Boy, the Saints have had a nice run, haven't they, with the umpires? Just in terms of free kick totals, I'm not saying there's been any problems with it.
First in for the ball wins the free kick. You were told that in under 14s.
Enough from you, Mark. 14-6 is the free kick line. Hayes runs away, gets it up to full forward. Stewart Loewe. Oh, that's a good mark from Walsh, who thought about playing on. Milne was there ready to pounce. Wheatley spearing out for Uze. Looking on the overlap. He's got Bizzle running for him, but he's now manned up by Moyle. He can go back into James McDonald. The switch is on. He thought about going away to his left. He had Woden, but deciding to go on a more direct path to goal was dangerous. Flirting with it. A couple of players running past it. Wheatley, McDonald, now Clark, just losing the footing. The Demons eventually getting it away. Godfrey gets it to full forward. Haven't seen much of Neats, have we? For more than a quarter. This is Armstrong. It's out.
Seriously, for a moment, Hutto, Grant Thomas was good enough to give us access to actually hear his three-quarter time address. I'll get back to that in a moment.
I thought Dandy Riders always heard the address. They always speak like they've heard it. But anyway, here's Everett. Gets the handball out to Green. Free kick. And the Melbourne fans appreciating that one for the legging.
I'll continue. I think that was your throw, was it, Hudder?
I think it was.
He played the Stewart Loewe card, saying there's 30 more minutes for you blokes that have played with this bloke who's done so much for the club. 30 more minutes to give. He, a good stroke of honesty, said hands up those who aren't putting in. I won't mention the names, but 4 or 5 blokes put their hands up, and that's the type of thing, the courage that Grant Thomas said will get St Kilda over the line if they persist.
I mean, Lawrence was a bit stiff then. He really did have purchase on him, and then just the momentum of Bruce dragged him along and wrapped him around the ankle, so it was a bit unfortunate for young Lawrence.
So this is Brad Green, and he is fighting an individual battle with Nick Rewell, who's kicked 6-2. Green's kicked 5-2. More importantly, the Demons need a goal. And that one was never likely to worry the scorers other than of the minor variety. And so St Kilda remain in front at 15-8-98, and the Demons go to 13-13-91. The margin now reduced to 7 points.
Jones to kick in. Takes the long option. His target was Gehrig, almost. That is beautiful skill from Thompson. Sets Lawrence free, who looks for Begley. Wheatley kept his feet. Back to where it just came from, and it could sit here nicely. Robertson. Open forward line. Powell can get onto his left and can go long. Chips it over the top, though. Green again, the target, 2-on-1. Wolf, almost enough. Play on the call. Green wants the mark. That's not to be. Umpire Scott Jeffrey disagrees with Brad Green.
So young Wolf has shown a lot of courage. I mean, he got stitched up early in the first quarter of his comeback, and he's really shown he's flying the flag for his side.
That was Paul Wheatley keeping his feet. Gee, Brad Green did well there. Kept his eye and head over the ball.
I don't think the umpire was game to pay a free against him that time.
Another injury concern, and this is a big one. Begley there, you can't quite see it, but he's got his right arm in his jumper there. I think it's a collarbone or an AC straight into the
straight in. Chance. For Neitz. Hayes. Through Neitz' legs. Armstrong's underneath all that. And another ball up. It's tight and tense at the moment inside the Dees forward 50. They trail by 7 points. They led at half-time. They led at three-quarter time. Everett only to the advantage of Armstrong. Who's the quickest at the front? Robertson. But it falls over the back for Green. Oh, but Smother, it's great defensive work by the Saints. And away goes Aussie Jones. He's got the Artful Dodger in Milne. There he is. Kick 4 goals. A long way from home, though. Chip over the top. Peckett. Slowing it down.
Great smother by Wolf back before.
He waited nicely there, Peckett, because Baker eventually got in position to provide an option. Jeff White got his big body in the road. Stewart Loewe has got the chance. One. Oh, this would be a telling blow for the Saints. And won't we hear all about it if Stewart Loewe kicks the goal here?
Mate, great strength to be able to push Lamb off and hold his position there. Great. But look, this, if Stewie does kick this goal, when they all should go down that 10-yard square and give young Wolf a pat on the back, because there's an absolutely huge smother down there. Certain goal. This could be a 2-goal turnaround.
Well, 593 times Stewart Loewe has kicked a goal for St Kilda. One more for the road, Stewie. He's done it. The Saints out to a 13-point lead. And they'll be hard to stop from here. There's plenty of time for Melbourne, and in recent weeks the Saints have confronted victory and haven't been able to get over the line. But they've got the momentum and they've got that man, Stewart Loewe.
It was interesting, we spoke about Stewie, great goal. But Ken Hannon, the runner for St Kilda Footy Club, went straight down to Wolf and really gave him a pat on the backside, because that the defensive side of things down there is a 2-goal turnaround. Well done, Wolfie.
Hello, when or do we have ESPN on Fox tomorrow?
Yeah.
I think we'll have a Stewie Loewe story. It is the absolute Cinderella story, isn't it?
He's kicked 2 tonight.
There's a lot of water to go yet.
That's under the bridge. As Del Santo pops it out wide. Here they go again. Moyle switching it back towards Clark through his hands. Bizzle now for the Demons. Receives it back from Uzo. Didn't see Del Santo. Godfrey. Clever give. Clark takes his time. Robertson has the run of it though. Almost Powell just got in his way there. Good tackle by Lawrence. No. Too high. Armstrong with a free kick. Saints by 13 points.
He's paid 50.
Yep. 50-metre penalty.
Was it verbal?
Yep, he's indicating the umpire, look, that is completely undisciplined. You should not, you're not going to change the umpire's opinion. You're not going to change what he's given, the free kick against you. Just completely keep your mouth shut, because at this particular stage, it's going to look as though it's going to result in a goal. Completely undisciplined.
38-metre penalty.
Off the way it should be too.
Nowhere near 50 metres. Lawrence comes off. Armstrong to make him pay. Bring the margin back to just 7 points. Stephen Armstrong wobbles it through, kicks the goal. His first, and the rising star from round 3 edges the Demons closer. Lawrence has to think about what he said and what he's done.
For an experienced player, look, Stephen Lawrence has been a very, very good player for the St Kilda Footy Club. Been very good, hard footballer, sets up a lot. And look, it's just unfortunate that he kept opening his mouth, and the umpire would have said, look, keep it quiet. He persisted, completely undisciplined. I just hopefully he can get back on the ground and make amends, because he's been very good tonight, and hopefully he does get that opportunity to get back on again tonight and make amends.
Lots of time left in this match, and Jeff White, Woden, they're thrusting forward again, the Demons. Cripps, oh, it's a hot footy. Oh, Robertson was clumsy, could have been penalised and wasn't. The umpire let it go for a long time and now calling for a bounce. Gee, Jason Cripps is a fair argument to mount there. Robertson is all legs and right over the top. Let's have a look.
And Neats.
And Neats, right in the back.
Geez, he got a shock and bounce, but the thing, he kept his eye on it, kept on going, but unfortunately he didn't get a free kick.
Oh, there's big opportunity. What a goal! That was off the back of the foot. That is an amazing goal by Armstrong. Talk about inventive.
That was Mark Paducah at his best. Unbelievable. Back heel, inside, instep, bang, goal.
And all of a sudden, the Demons are within 1 point. Have a look at this. Talk about ESPN.
Oh, that is magnificent.
It is Mark Paducah at his best. Sensation.
2 goals in a minute to Stephen Armstrong. Crowd watching it on the big screen and then giving it the applause that it is due. What a game. Back to a point. Leoncelli off, Vardy on. Everett the tap, but again out of the middle. It's a hot footy once again. Peckett, Armstrong right with him. Cripps. Oops, Vardy came off. No one knew he was coming on. He came off the bench, and luckily, Valenti Hazy gets a free kick. 25th possession coming up for Lenny Hayes. Keeps it low. Hamill, he want that to go out. Woden makes sure. So just when it appeared the Saints were pulling away, some emotion. Stewart Loewe getting involved, kicking a goal. Bang. The Dees are back in it. Everett, clever knock. Black. Plenty of depth for that kick. Could suit Rewald. Went over the back. Where's Milne? There he is. What's he going to do this time? Little give is good. Over to Aussie Jones. He bends it round the corner and kicks another one. They won't lie down, the Saints. Every time you think Melbourne are back in the game, they kick a goal.
Look, it all started from that big man, number 10, Spider. A clever tap over the back. I mean, Spider's just got to give his heart and everything he's got inside him for the next 10 or 15 minutes. Because if he does, the Saints will certainly win. We see Milne attacking the ball. Very, very good hands. Front and centre, Aussie Jones on the break. Bang. Looks like Lawrence about to come back on the ground.
Nick Rewald, he's just limping a little bit. Centre half forward, which is a worry for the Saints. Halfway stage of the last quarter. What a contest. The margin back out to 7. Woden's just keeps on getting the ball out of the middle. The Demons once again. Pushing forward, Vardy had no one to give it to. He did well in the end to find McDonald. Was that a throw? It looked like it. Godfrey gets the kick away. Robertson got to the front. Cripps, Meeks fell over. And Gehrig can use Voss on the way out. Thought of distributing it down the line, but he goes for Riewoldt. Bizzle with him, Riewoldt. Mark number 12 for Nick Riewoldt. And pumps it in there, poor kick. Or was it? On the bounce, it found Lowe. Oh, that's a good little kick. Gives them a chance. Del Santo. He knew he could kick it. Oh, no! He must have been watching Daniel Wolf videos. Or Stephen Mill, maybe he was trying to kick some sort of reverse punt. Look at this. He showed enormous composure. Why didn't he just kick it straight through? He actually found the outside of the post from that close. It's amazing stuff. And the margin is still at 8 points. And there's 10 minutes of actual play still to go. There's heaps of time.
And this game continues to deliver everything, doesn't it? Bruce. Long ball to the wing. He wants Walsh. Hamill over the back. Black heard the call. So did Hamill. He got it from Jones. Player on his own in the middle is Moyle. Jones obliges. Cripps, the running half-back, chips it over the top towards Clark. Great mark. Great courage going back. Travis Johnston. Now it's Melbourne's turn. He goes wide. Out there is James McDonald. Gee, tries to slot it through, and he does. That was a confident kick. Vardy. Melbourne moving forward. Cameron Bruce has run down nicely. Great kick from Vardy. Wonderful kick from Vardy. And Cameron Bruce, who right on the siren, hit the post at three-quarter time. He also kicked a goal earlier in the game. In the second quarter, they trail by 8 points. To bring it back to 2. No problem whatsoever.
There's great running by Bruce. And look, I tell you what, he sets up so much play up back. He's like a quarterback, and to be able to run forward and use like that is absolutely tremendous play. And look, I mean, that also came about by Travis Johnson's great courage running back with the flight of the footy. Tremendous courage by Johnson.
So, once again, the margin is under a goal. 2 points in it at Colonial. We're past the halfway stage of the last quarter. Just under 10 minutes left in Stewart Loewe's career. Everett, who is trying to lift his team. White gets it out wide to Walsh. He was confronted by Thompson. They're forcing them backwards. Bruce waited the kick for McDonald. That was clever. They've got a loose man ahead. It's Uze calling for it, demanding it at half forward. Adam Uze looks up. Johnson's lurking further afield. So is Robertson. He goes for Robertson. Yes, just on the cusp of 50. Russell Robertson in the goal square is Neats, one-on-one with Gehrig. He gets it in there. The captain, we haven't. Oh, look at the spin from Neats. He did the 360 and he tried to kick a goal, but only Stephen Armstrong can kick goals from there. And the margin is back to 1. What was David Ness said? Look at this. What a great turn. Didn't help him, but it was a great turn.
Well, almost a turnover there for the Saints. Packett wrapped up.
Oh, he's got a high tackle.
2-on-1. Let's take a look.
It's a good decision.
Gee, Green almost marked that. And yeah, Clark came right across the top. Baker. Well, here comes Gehrig. Poor kick. Sometimes these come off, though. Not to be this time. Johnston on the rebound. Here comes Melbourne. Armstrong running low. Woden. And a player free, Robertson. Disposal at one end will cost you at the other.
It's just so important. Look, he was on his preferred foot too, Gehrig. Look, Gehrig's been very good tonight on Neats, but a senior player has played a hell of a lot of footy. Should have laid the footy off in a far better manner than that. And as we can see, it's, if Robertson kicks a goal, it's going to really hurt them.
Once again, Melbourne lead. Robertson for his second. It's good enough. The Dees are back in front. He's got two. They've got the last couple, and they now lead by 5 points.
I mean, it's a counter. Look, here we have the kick here. Substandard kick. Johnson once again, the architect back there setting up. Armstrong with the footy, quick hands. And Woe won't let him down. Beautiful kick. And Robinson finishes off the job.
I don't mind a close game, these two. Last time they met in round 7 at the MCG, Melbourne got up by 3 points. It's just as close.
For Melbourne, they could still finish anywhere from 5th to 8th at this stage. Most likely it'll be somewhere around the 6th or 7th mark, but depending on other results. But boy, they'd love to win, to have some spirit and momentum going into the finals. They've been great out of the middle. Although the centre clearances for the night only narrowly in their favour, 17-14. 17 goals, 14 Melbourne. 17 goals, 9 St Kilda. Everett with the tap. Black hacking it out of the air. Rewald forced to come from behind this time. Bizzle. He just got it away in time. High tackle. Advantage paid. Everyone had stopped, but Brown hadn't. He kept on going. Striding forward for the Demons, and Robertson's come alive. He's given them the spark when they needed it. It appears that he's matched up down there at the moment by Del Santo, which is a strange matchup if that's the case, but maybe they're just a little out of position at the moment. Short, dangerous kick to White, but it's okay. So we're down to 6.5 minutes, and the Demons just controlling the footy at the moment. The Saints have stopped. They got out to a 13-point lead. Up to full forward. Needs, can they move him? Gehrig did a good job there. Pressure on though. Vardy loves a goal. He'll find it. He's got it. The Demons extend their lead.
The side of things that the St Kilda boys have got to realise is there's still plenty of time. There's about 6 or 7 minutes. A couple of goals in the context of this game is not a lot, but they've just got to really believe in themselves. It's one area where they've got to really learn, and they've lost about 6 or 7 close ones this year. They've got to learn that they've got to win these tight ones and just keep working and persisting.
Oh, we saw Nathan Brown come from the ground for Melbourne. In a spot of bother. Vardy's got 2. Melbourne have got breathing space. 11 points. Everett. Oh, so critical now. Woden does well. Uze slips through the open gate, drives it long. Gehrig and Neats. The crummer is Armstrong. He's kicked 3 in the last quarter. Copybook stuff that time. No fancy footwork, front and square, Crummer's goal.
You hit it right on the head. That's exactly where a crumbing small forward has to be, right at the front of the pack. Gehrig did the disciplined thing. He couldn't mark it. Neach was in front. He brought the ball to ground. Unfortunately, Frankie Peckett was behind the passage of play, and young Armstrong in perfect position here and quick, off half a step, kicks truly.
What a time for young Armstrong to have a real say in the outcome of a match in his first season. Brought from Perth, 3 goals. And they've come in quick succession, and they are slaughtering them out of the middle now. Woden into Neats. Same again. Same again. No, not that time. Well, that would have just about put the issue beyond doubt if it's not already.
Well, mate, still 4 or 5 minutes. Ants are still time enough for St Kilda if they're good enough to get the ball up there and win the game.
Well, if they had to kick the goal in, I don't think there would have been time. Aussie Jones kicks in and finds Stewart Loewe.
Well, they're going to have to keep it moving.
Stewart Loewe ran from full forward to that. He's just been watching it happen and thought he's got to get involved.
Rewalt had to beat 3. Del Santo right spot. Rewalt back towards the middle. Godfrey read it. Hot ball. No one can take clear possession except for Black, who gets it to Baker. Begley gone. Armstrong, an inspiring last quarter, and the turnover. Leoncelli got it from Godfrey. He gets it back. He had a player to his right, didn't see him. Play on. the throw, the advantage paid to Del Santo, out to Everett, who lopes to the 50. Now, long ball, Milne, he may shepherd this through. He does!
Man, that was a great build-up. It started back here, just forward of centre-half back. The St Kilda boys just ran. They were all running hard. They all ran into each other. Eventually got the footy out to Big Spider. And once again, Milne being very, very smart back there on the last line, pushing the ball, helping the ball through. Great piece of work. There's still plenty of time for the Saints to get up.
Well, we're back to the half-time margin of 12 points. Peter Everett has really tried hard. You called for him to lift, and he has had a crack late in this game, but will it be enough? He's standing about 30 out from goal at the moment, opposed to Chris Lamb. Stewart Loewe is back in the ruck for one last-ditched effort. Still 5 minutes of time remaining. The players will probably think there's less time than that. Vardy, as the Demons went forward again out of the middle, as they've done so often as this game has continued. 19-14 on centre clearances.
Just, that was a great effort by Moyle. He knew he was going to be collected, but he ran straight and hard and fast, and made a great courage.
Just the last 4 or 5 out of the middle that's been important for Melbourne, hasn't it?
Lowe likes it a bit better here, where White can't get the run up, but somehow he found some space for McDonald. Walsh just about gone, kicked it high. All Demons there. Guess who? Was that a free kick? No, it wasn't. Big call. Hamill just got rid of it in time. Vardy, as we said, he knows how to find the goals, and he's found them again. And the Demons once again look like they might be home. Peter Vardy stepped up for the Dees, and once again the margin out to 18 points.
Well, he certainly does know where the goals are, and that's to kick from those angles and to kick them regularly like he has this afternoon. It's a great effort. But look, Armstrong then just really stood his ground. I mean, he knew they were coming from everywhere and just held his ground. Unfortunately, he didn't mark it or get a free kick. Because of his courage, Vardy was able to take advantage of it.
I said he kicked a couple. That was his second. Both in this last quarter. Centre's become too important. White straight over the top. Coming off the wing, Walsh. Have to hit it out of there. Black's been very good. Hard ball for Moyle at ground level. No one there to help, so he doesn't need him. Goes by himself. Tries to square it up. Oh, that's a free kick. Play on. What's Stewart Loewe? Doesn't matter. Loewe. Oh, he's got 3-on-1 here, Thompson. He went for the boundary. Whitley there, though, to White. Melbourne sensing that victory could be theirs. 3 minutes, 20 seconds to go, slowing it down. McDonald. Kicked 7 goals in this last quarter, Melbourne. At one stage, trailed by 2. Unusual kick. He's missed the target. He went back to Green. Rewalt! And it's been a terrific game of footy. We've enjoyed it. It's been exciting to watch. That was possibly the worst bit of play we've seen tonight.
And that was a split second away from holding the ball, wasn't it?
Yep.
Green did really well to get boot to it.
Power ran past him. We wonder whether Power said to kick the ball back.
It's academic now because we have a boundary throw-in inside the last 3 minutes. White been jumping over the top all day, but this one goes straight through. Wheatley, he was there. Jolly. Ball up. Time now the enemy for the Saints.
Yes, you just get the feeling the sting might have gone out of it. The Saints look on the board and see there's 29.5 minutes have gone. They probably don't realise there's still 2.5 minutes to go. The dream for Stewart Loewe is fading fast. Del Santo, what a smother. Cameron Bruce, they're the sort of things that inspire your teammates. And they won't lose it from here, the Demons. They won't lose it from here. What a great smother. It was unlikely they'd lose anyway. Saints have got a man up here. Armstrong can go backwards to Brad Green. No, he wants to. He saw what happened to James McDonald, decided not to do it. Stewart Loewe takes the mark. He's going to go back and make sure his last kick, if that is his last one's a good one. Del Santo, the Demons are all pushing back into defence. Del Santo going for a trot, looking for some help. Lawrence back to Del Santo, so they've got to the wing. Milne leads out of the pocket. Very unlikely he can take a mark in amongst that. Begley couldn't either. And Johnston able to streak away. Sets it up for Powell, who'll hold on to it.
Just Johnston's been very good back there on half-back, setting up play.
And they're just slowing it down now. As you'd expect, as far as they're concerned, it's almost 31 minutes on the scoreboard clock. They know there's not much time left. Strong mark. Presented himself very well in this last quarter, Robertson. He's probably just outside his range. 2 goals, 1 for the evening. But a quiet night for the Coleman medalists, just 2 goals, 1. Both coming in that second quarter burst by Melbourne. Robertson decides to go to the pocket. Cameron Bruce somehow it stays in. What can he do? He was looking for some help, but it wasn't there. Just a couple of Saints. One of them is Lawrence. On the rebound, inside the last minute. Voss.
Oh.
All Melbourne. Johnston. Short pass, over the top. They're tired now. Baker. Begley. Thompson. Forward again. Milne. Clark was spoiled. No one there at all, though, for the Saints. No one home, just Travis Johnson once again. And for the final time for season 2002, they run it around Colonial Stadium wing. Melbourne win. They will play in the finals next week. David Nicks wins the Coleman medal. Stewart Loewe plays his final game of football. 321 games, 594 goals. A marvellous career for Stewart Loewe. And that picture says it all. Anthony, they thought they had it. They got a couple of goals up, but it wasn't to be.
Well, Russell, you mentioned so many times they've looked victory in the face this year and been stared down by.
I think that was the 8th time, Anthony, that it had, as you mentioned, they had...
Let's get, sorry to interrupt you there, Russell. Let's get to Mark Doran.
Thanks, Hutto. Adam Moose, a pretty hard one, that one, but at the end of the day, I suppose it doesn't hurt going into the finals with a hit out like that.
Yeah, no, they're always going to come out hard for Stewie, and yeah, no, that's pretty much like finals footy for us, so it's good to get a game under our belts, under that sort of pressure. And
it's nice to win because it secures that finals thing. You wanted to be going in like this, well, you had to, didn't you, to secure it?
Yeah, no, it's without a doubt, we want to go in there playing good footy, so it's no use just sneaking in. We want to cement our spot today and then hopefully go on to better things during the finals.
What are we going to see in the finals from Melbourne? The Jekyll or Hyde? We've seen you play so well at times and then just turn around and play so ordinary the next week.
Oh, naturally, we hope we're going to play our best footy in the finals, but yeah, no, who knows? Hopefully we're going to just keep hard at the footy, and that's where we play our best footy, so no, we should be right.
Well done today and good luck in the September action.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, thanks for that, Mark. The final score here, Melbourne 2015, 135, St Kilda 18-9, 117. The Saints and the Demons both staying out on the ground here at Colonial. Stewart Loewe addressing the troops after his final game. His career started way back in 1986, 321 games. He was best and fairest in 1990, of course, a member of the runners-up team back in 97 with the Saints. And Stewart Loewe going over to show his appreciation to the Saints fans on the outer side of Colonial Stadium. And farewell indeed to Stewart Loewe.
Like, he's been an absolutely brilliant player for 15, 16, 17 odd years, 320 plus games. You went through his credits before, Anthony. He's one bloke, I think, who's been admired not only by St Kilda supporters, but supporters from all clubs. And you saw the way, as soon as the game finished, all the Melbourne boys, one by one, went over to him and congratulated him. And you saw in the huddle there, just the eyes, the emotion that all the young players and the senior players showed towards that great character out there. He's going to be sorely missed. He's just been an absolute sensational player for this club.
He adds to what Anthony mentioned, 3 times an All-Australian, twice a leading goal kicker, an E.J. Whitten medalist in 1992. A star-studded career.
And he's finished tonight with 2 goals, and when he kicked that goal in the last quarter, they were 13 points in front. Some idiot in this box said they're going to be hard to stop from here.
But I tell you what, as we look, Melbourne, I think, played very well tonight. Played very well. And St Kilda, you know, get a few boys back next year. Ball, Kaczynski will play. But they're not far off the mark. They pushed Collingwood last week. A side who finished 4th. This side might have finished 5th or 6th. So they've shown with their best possible personnel that they can be very, very competitive.
Well, this year we're farewelling a long list of fine and even some star players, but none too many better than Stewart Loewe. And he's doing, well, he's really not doing a lap of honour. They're doing it for him, aren't they? They're carrying him around, and it takes probably 4 or 5 blokes to carry Stewart Loewe.
But the only unfortunate part about this tonight, look, they lost, but unfortunately Berkey and Harvey, 2 blokes that he's won so many battles with over the years. And the thing you also remember is that apart from maybe 2 or 3 finals appearances in years gone by, you know, he's really had to battle hard. You know, wooden spoon maybe 2 or 3 times, and he's one bloke, regardless of the situation, always gave his best and always stood up regardless. He's been an absolute tremendous player.
And the Demons staying out on the ground, or they have until now, and it looks like they're going to line up for a guard of honour at the race as the Saints come past where the Demons will go off the ground. We'll see that in just a few moments. Stewart Loewe comes down, still got the St Kilda scarf on.
Well, just as the Melbourne players form the guard of honour, Stewart decides he's going to go the other way. And I think he's got a sense of the moment now. Stephen Lawrence also just alerting him to the fact that they want to show their respect to a great player.
Isn't this great? Well, it all started last year when Stephen Silvani's 300th when Richmond lined up for him. And Stewart Loewe just telling Mark Doran he's going to have to wait because he's going to go through the Melbourne guard, and that's great to see. David Neitz, Jeff White, 2 men he's confronted many times over the years. And I think footy's getting better at doing this.
There's one word that any AFL player who plays footy, they want to be respected, and we're just seeing now a huge amount of respect here from the Melbourne Football Club, the Melbourne supporters, and above all, the St Kilda supporters. It's a great tribute to a great player.
I saw him with Jim Steins there, a man he would have done battle with many times. There's Jim.
Hard to get respect with hair like that, isn't it? But let's go to Mark Doran.
Well, we've got a very special presentation to be made here. Stewart Loewe, a fantastic career. Obviously, you've thanked the fans. It's been a fantastic career, a games record, 321 times you've worn the jumper. And in front of all the fans here who have said congratulations to you and well done on a career, you're actually going to pass the jumper on. 18 seasons, you've worn 23. You've found someone good enough to take it over.
Yeah, I certainly have, Mark, and it just gives me absolutely great pleasure. And I'm really looking forward to watching next year young Cozzy running around with a big 23. So, mate, I'm proud to hand this jumper over to you right now.
Fantastic stuff, Stewie, as you put another one on quickly. It's obviously a big moment for the club. It's a big moment for the club, obviously, and the fans who have come out tonight, you've given them plenty over the time, and you'd like to thank them too.
Yeah, you've been magnificent. You've stuck by us. It's been a real lean couple of years, but I promise you this bunch of kids will take us all the way, and I'm going to really have fun watching next year, because just get behind them, stick behind them. It's been tough, but they're just a fantastic bunch of guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, Stewart Loewe with 3 marks and 2 goals tonight finishes his career with 2,510 marks and 594 goals. A magnificent achievement for the St Kilda Football Club. Well done, Stewie. Send him off, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic stuff, Stewie. Obviously a big moment for the club. Big moment for the club, obviously, and the fans who have come out tonight.
take us all the way, and I'm going to really have fun watching next year because just get behind them, stick behind them. It's been tough, but they're just a fantastic bunch of guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, Stewart Loewe.
Well, that was a great way.
Today's